I'm trying to get my life together. I just came back in town and I'm trying to get my life together back again. I'm unpacking. What's everybody up to? Yeah, right? Burgundy and Gold, where has she been? Where have you been, man family? Thank you, Sterling, for coming in here. I appreciate it. Can you guys hear the music too? Can you guys hear the music? I just have like a, I have like a, what do you call it? Like a billboard playlist just playing. So it's gonna be all type of music. You're gonna hear trap music from rock music. Can you guys hear it? What's up, Samuel Steady Rock? Thank you for coming in. I don't like to tell my personal life too much, Sterling. I mean, Samuel, people that are members only can see, you know, what goes on behind the scenes. But I had to take care of some business, and I'm finally done. So I came back here. I came back to say hi to everybody. I'm back, and now I can focus on being on YouTube and doing what I have to do. You can hear the music? All right, good. I hope I don't get shut down, but we'll see what happens. This is my first time doing this-ish. I said, let me play some music, get in the mood to unpack and stuff. What are we talking about? String cheese or not? There's no subject. Give me a subject so we can talk. What do you want to talk about? What is on your mind right now? I don't know anything right now that's going on. What's up, Maddie? I don't know anything right now that's going on with COVID, so I can't talk about that. I mean, is it getting better or what? I don't know what's going on right now. Adam said Celtics are going to take it. Groceries. Well, what type of groceries? What type of groceries, Burgundy and Gold? Yeah, stick to that. What? Philosophy, protecting your personal stuff. Some weirdo has been stalking my youngest daughter, going as far as saying he was outside the window with a gun. Damn, RC. That's scary stuff. Yeah, that's why I only let my members only. I mean, I can go to, I had a stalker once too, back in college when I was in college and stuff like that. I had a stalker. I used to be in like a community. It was like a dance hall community online. We had members and stuff like that in it. And I eventually had a stalker where to the point where they end up showing up at my apartment complex where I was staying during college. That was the scariest-ish ever. And ever since that day, let me tell you guys, I protected myself as to telling people where I'm going. That's the scariest-ish. That's why I'm very, very private with my life. Very private. But as I said, if you want to know what's going on with Amy and more behind the scenes, members only. To my members only. They're the only ones that get access to it. I mean, as much as I want to post, you know what I mean? I had a stalker as well a year ago. Worst feeling ever. That's scary. The internet nerds are creeps. Hey, Beauty and Herman. They are. RC, it's the most scariest thing ever. And since then, from college, I've never, like, I'm so cautious on what I post. I always post, like, after the fact. Like, if I come back and I did something, I would post it. I can't have people stalking me and stuff. That's really, really scary. I mean, to the point where I was getting phone calls and I never ever talked to this dude like that except on our group that we were in. So, and our group was like a travel group. So, yeah, it's scary. Scary. NH girl, what's up? Can't blame you there, Amy Sterling said. Yeah, it's scary. Amy folding clothes on live is something. I'm trying to organize myself. That's all. I'm gonna come on tomorrow for one of the basketball games. I said I wasn't gonna do basketball anymore, but I'm gonna come on tomorrow probably because I'm off again tomorrow and stream a game. And then I'm gonna get into something else. Get back into my baseball. I know you guys don't like seeing baseball; it's boring, but I need to be watching it and other sports, so can open up the range more. What's up, my virtual world? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. It is a scary place, Maddie. Oh my God, Sterling. I see you in the chat. Hold on, let me add you. Anybody want to come up? What's up, Justin Mello? Thank you for coming in. Anybody want to come up and say hello? What's up, Sterling? How are you? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Is my mic on? Oh, wait.
Say something, Sterling.
Hello, can you hear me?
Maybe because my music is on. Can you guys hear Sterling?
Type 1 if you can hear me.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. You're just low. I guess because I have the music on.
What about now?
I haven't seen any sports since LSU national championship. Much respect. I respect your privacy, but I know I'm not a stalking guy. I know. Oh, well, of course not, Samuel. No one's accusing of you being a stalker. I totally understand. Mostly everybody in here is family, but yeah, just so much I tell on here. So
the chat can hear me. What about you, Amy?
Can anybody hear Sterling? Oh, you guys can hear him? I can't hear him. Maybe I need to put earphones on. Maybe I need to take the music off. Hold on.
Okay, what about now, Amy?
Yeah, I can hear you. Once there's no music playing, okay, I'm gonna pause the music since you're up here. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a pretty decent mic. It's plugged in, so if everyone else in the chat can hear me, then it's all good. So how you doing today, Amy?
Good. How are you?
Oh, just chilling like a villain, and
Yeah,
like
all of us.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Life's been pretty hectic with me. I've been working extra days these past couple of weeks with work, especially with my time change being at work pretty early in the morning, 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So fun stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it does kind of suck.
But at least you're working. Because a lot of people aren't. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm an essential worker, as you know. So
yeah.
The first time I was up on your panel, I said the job that I was in, I drive those PIT forklifts, and so basically, yeah, I have a pretty dangerous job. I mean, it's not dangerous like firefighting, but when it comes to driving forklifts and all that, yeah.
I'm thinking those small little forklifts that are in the construction, like what do you carry? Like mud and stuff like that, or information man? What's up?
Oh no. For one thing, I don't work outside, but you are right on the boxes part. But I am an inventory clerk, and so I basically count merchandise, and and make up records for like the merchandise that are available in stock for customers to see on Amazon.com. So basically, I count merchandise. So that's basically what I do. And so when I say count, you might think, oh, what's so hard about that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But when it comes to fulfillment work, it's pretty dangerous because you got to be very cautious with how much stuff are in like bins or shelves and all that. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, be safe.
So yeah. Plus you gotta check on the items to see if they're damaged or if they have the right barcode and all that. So there's quite a bit to check on before you count any items in bins. So yeah. But yeah, generally speaking, yeah, I've got a pretty dangerous job, but I love it. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Anybody else want to come up here on the panel? What else is new? So you're off today or what?
I am off today, and I'm hoping maybe either tomorrow or Tuesday or maybe both, I get opportunities for voluntary extra time. I've got them in the last couple of weekends, so I haven't gotten any so far this weekend. So yes, today I did have off, but yeah, as far as I know, I've got this weekend off. Don't go back till Wednesday. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can only imagine being up like 20 or 30 feet up in the air driving those kind of forklifts.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Any more hot challenges? Guys, if you missed out his hot challenge.
Oh my gosh, Amy. I mean, yeah, when I did the stream, obviously you were there for me to say it, but yeah, like the Death Nut challenge.
Tyrese, Ariel, sorry, carry on.
But yeah, like I got off Everything Spicy stream just in the nick of time.
Yeah, guys, if you didn't see that stream, oh my goodness, they had to eat like what, hot peanuts?
Yeah, the hot peanuts, like it was the Death Nut challenge. It goes like this. There's like 4 sets of nuts. Like it goes like from mild, mild plus, hot, wild hot, stupid hot, and the stupid hot is the Death Nut challenge. So basically 5 levels of spice. It gets spicier and spicier, and obviously the Death Nut is like the final portion of it. And so the thing is that within 5 minutes of eating all those nuts, like having them in your mouth, like each set for a minute, then going to the next one, and then having to hold up all that spice in yourself, in your system for 5 minutes.
Right.
And
afterwards,
then
before you can even drink anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And
That was pretty cool.
yeah, and I ended up drinking like 3/4 of the carton of milk afterwards. And yeah,
his face was red, guys.
it was
red.
My
Yeah,
eyes were red. My face was red. I mean, you do that challenge, your face will become a fire hose. It's that spicy, and I seriously can't think of anything more spicier than this. And no, Amy, I ain't doing any more challenges in my life after that.
I want to try one. I want to try that.
Go ahead. You.
What is it called? The death lollipop. What is it called, Damien? And Damien's still in the stream. I forgot
Death Nut challenge. I haven't heard of the death lollipop.
It's something toe. It's a lollipop, and you have to see how long you can keep it in your mouth. But it's really, really hot.
Oh, the hell with that!
Spicy. I seen Spicy do it once. I gotta try it.
No, Gerald, I did not have to sign anything. All I had to do was give Everything Spicy the date and the confirmation that I was going to do it. And then, yeah.
No, Gerald, he didn't sign anything. He had to it was like at your own risk pretty much, right? With
yeah.
Spicy.
And before I even popped up there, right after I got off work, I went over to Walmart and got like 8 packs of yogurt and 2 packs of ice cream, or I think it was 4, but yeah, and basically 2 cartons of milk, 1 for me to have after the stream or after the challenge, and like just for daily life. But yeah, obviously you can't drink a whole carton of milk without yakking it all. But yeah, all I can say is I got off his panel just in the nick of time for me shutting down there and then doing the aftermath challenge, which you saw, because within a minute between I threw it up and I missed half the bucket. Oh
yeah, that's crazy. The original takes are the hottest of them all. The original what, Leedy? Sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm gonna do a hot challenge soon coming up.
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, the catch is like like with when it comes to peppers, like
No,
with
the death
how
nut
spicy-
challenge. Yes. No, the Satan toe challenge. Yes, that's what it's called. Satan toe. Sorry, go ahead.
But like when it comes to peppers with the with how spicy they can be, the more smaller they are, the spicier they are. That's when it comes to the spice with peppers. So yeah.
Thank
So
you, Virtual World and Justin Mello, for sharing me out. I appreciate that. Guys, anything goes on the stream today. No sports, no nothing. I mean, we could talk about anything. So if you guys want to come up, you guys are more than welcome to come up and hang with us. Just chilling.
Yeah, as long as anything doesn't bring up drama or.
Oh, of course not.
Because
I
if
will
that
zap
happens,
you
I'm gonna tune the hell out. I'm gonna tune the hell out if that happens. So, but but the hurl challenge. Gerald says the hurl challenge 2020.
I don't like spicy nuts. I've tried hot peanuts before. Terrible aftertaste, New York says. I'm too nervous. What's up, Adam? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. And Tyrese, I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy. Thank you for coming in. Guys, I have like a face mask, a clay face mask. So don't mind me if I'm going to be doing it in my stream. I just got back. I'm trying to unwind. I said I would come on and, hang out and say hi to everybody and whatnot. So, what, Tyree? Hold on. I got another memory.
What's up?
I can hear me.
Oh, there's an echo
going on your side. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I can hear you. I can just hear the echo.
I need to do what?
No, there's an echo.
Oh, the echo. How do I get rid of that?
Am I on a computer or what?
No, I'm not on the computer. I'm using my phone.
How does he do it? Earphones? You have any earphones?
Oh, do I need to put the earphones in?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Tyree. What do you
Yes, I do. I got my hair done.
What do you call it? A bonnet?
Can you hear me better?
We can hear you. There's just we don't hear the echo anymore. Don't.
Yeah, we can hear you. We just hear an echo.
We just heard an echo. We don't hear it anymore.
Oh, okay.
So,
you have earbuds on.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. What's up, Tyrese? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing?
Working my behind off.
Yeah, that's what we all doing right now.
we all feel yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
I've worked. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
What?
Where you work at? I said. He said he works. I said, where he work at?
Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was
right
earlier.
What was your shift like?
3 a.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Mine was 8 to 5:30.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
What's going on with you, Amy?
Just here chilling, relaxing, fun stream. That's all. Just saying hi to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that you was talking about spicy foods. I'm not a big fan of spicy stuff. I eat it just a little bit.
Why you don't like spicy?
As I was growing up, like I can't handle the pressure. It's too hot. Very hot.
Make you go to the bathroom?
Kinda, and I be sweating my face. Like my face be sweating. Can't handle it. I gotta have something to drink.
Not everybody can take it, so.
You could call me scary, but I don't care. I eat a little bit of it though.
You guys, I have somebody else I'm gonna add on. Information Man.
What's up?
Hello.
Uh-oh.
How you doing?
Wow.
I just-
Mr.
I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Peace to Tyrese and Sterling, and Amy. You're doing a great job. I got to give you credit. You
Aw, thank you.
keep doing your thing, improving what you're doing, and everything like that. Everybody will get there. Just got to put your work in and build your
Right.
community. I think everybody is doing the best they can. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate tuning in and seeing some of. I don't have cable television anymore. I got rid of it all long time ago. I look
Right.
at Netflix. I got my computer, so I kind of miss my sports. So I got a soccer package because I love soccer. So I watch that online.
Right.
But so I listen to your program sometimes when you got the all the different things going on. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because I don't get to see the sports as much as I would like unless I go to a sports bar. But we're under COVID-19, so you can't
Right.
really go to these kind of places anymore. So
No, you can't. Sucks.
right, it
Yeah,
definitely
guys,
sucks.
if
I'll
you
be
guys
watching.
have
I'll be watching like
information-
NBA through YouTube.
Yeah, you can look. Yeah, actually YouTube actually has a cable package that's cheaper than I guess our Xfinity cable, whatever you have. That's pretty good deal. I was thinking about probably getting that, but I'm trying to look at television less and less, a little
Me
bit less
too.
and less.
Me
I'm
too.
not-
Yeah,
I'm not a big TV watcher, so I'm
yeah,
out.
me
I'm
either.
out on the subject for that. So
Yeah, and you know what? YouTube keeps me more entertained because I can watch what you
Right.
guys are doing.
yeah.
I can do my programs, and so it's keeping me busy in that aspect in terms of entertaining myself and getting some
Right.
good social commentary from different folks' channels. So
yeah.
pretty cool.
That's cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on.
Yeah. I just wanted to
Thank
come
you,
on for a
Mr.
minute and say hi to everybody.
Salute.
Salute.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
All right, everybody. Take care. Thank you, Amy. It's good being
Good
on with
night.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
Amy. Remember I told you some time ago, I definitely want to get you on my program for an interview because I want to interview you based on what you're trying to do with your channel and promote.
Okay.
And
Aw,
so
that's
that's
nice.
so I like to, I like to do that with everybody that's doing positive things. So I
That's
think
good.
your channel and what you're doing is a positive aspect and people should
Yeah.
know more about it. So peace to
Yeah.
everybody and take care.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Later, man. That's
cool.
what's up.
Yeah, that
That's
is what.
what's
Yeah.
You moving on up to the east side.
I live in the central side. I'm in Texas. So
All right.
yeah.
That's what's up.
We got two hurricanes, Marco and Laura, apparently hitting around our area. I mean, I live
Yeah,
in-
I heard about that.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you feel about that? Two storms at once.
I don't
know.
even. I don't even want to think about hurricanes right now. They have the two coming up. It's just like I was in a Hurricane 5 last year around the same
Oh my
time,
God.
October, and lost completely everything. So me and hurricanes are not like on the best of friends right now. So it can stay as far as possible from the south. Like
Right.
I'm so happy it moved. I'm so sorry for Texas and all the other places that are getting it right now. But
Right.
hurricane is a joke. You cannot underestimate a hurricane because even if you get just the rain and the winds and it doesn't do much, it brings flooding. Like it can break dams, it can bring water in, it can bring tornadoes, which makes things even worse. So
Right.
don't ever underestimate a hurricane. You guys always be prepared for a hurricane because without power and without food and stuff like that, yeah, it's not
Like
fun at all.
I'm from the East Coast. Like I'm from New York City. I know y'all know about Hurricane Sandy or Superstorm Sandy. They hit us very, very bad in 2012.
Right.
It-
You guys
definitely
had
New
flooding?
Jersey. Yeah.
What was the
Yeah,
state that had it really, really bad where like
It was Jersey and New York. The Jersey got hit worse. Yeah,
yeah,
I felt bad for them.
that was that the year when everybody was like had to go to the stadium and stuff like that to like
Yeah.
because
Yep.
there's so much flooding and stuff.
Yep. FEMA. I was working for FEMA. I was in Coney Island when that happened. Coney Island looked it bad, very bad.
Wow.
Dang,
Yeah, that's very scary.
it is.
Yeah, prayers to all that are dealing with that. Natural, that's huge. That's human nature. That's Mother Nature. Can you imagine that? Like that's just crazy right there, you know?
Right.
How the weather can do that. So you
Well,
guys
one thing. So one thing I'm gonna say to you, man, my brother, I'm going to pray for you and your family and the people around because that is a crazy situation. Two at once.
yeah, two at once, right? What is it, Marie, Marco,
It's Marco.
Marco and Lauren.
and
It's
Lauren?
sunny. It's sunny here right now, so I don't see anything. So
No, of course it will be. It's the calm before the storm. It's
Right,
always
right.
sunny and like calm before the actual storm before it gets worse. You ever
Yeah,
hear
but
about that? The calm before the storm? Yeah. Just
that's
I
called
know,
the
I did.
it's called the eye of the storm. But yeah, even if some hurricane happens to like be in the path of our area, it usually just turns into a tropical storm, and it's like 40, 30 miles an hour, if not less, by that, and it's died down already.
yeah.
They said
I'm
they.
not close to the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh,
It's different in but anything can happen, as I said. Flooding, it could bring in water, anything can happen. So just be
they
careful.
Yeah.
they said like the eye of the storm is like the worst part. Like it showed the sun, but after that it just gets worse. After the eye of the storm.
I always thought it was
Gerald said let's talk about ice cream.
Ice cream.
oh, I
Ice
think right after the Death Nut Challenge.
Cookies and cream. That's my favorite.
Yes, and that was the ice cream I got before the
I
Death
love
Nut
cookies and cream too. Oh my
The
god.
Oreos are the best.
Crisco's racing for the Hurricanes. Be safe, Crisco. Definitely be safe.
Yes, be safe.
Absolutely.
NH girl, yes, I'm getting excited about the Pats. I'm getting excited about NFL next month.
If it gets
Uh,
if it gets bad, do they have like any shelters where to go if it gets very bad?
Every state should have a shelter, schools and stuff like that. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
every state should have a shelter. So
Where I'm at, we don't have basements because we live in
Cause
concrete.
the reason why I say that because of COVID.
oh yeah, that's true too, right?
Yeah.
Because social distancing and stuff like that. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
You
it
ever
is.
thought about that? The eye of the storm is calm, and the ring around the eye is the worst part of the hurricane, apparently. I have no idea. Just hurricanes are not cool at all. At all.
Well, tornadoes are worse, obviously.
Yeah, tornadoes are, but don't underestimate a hurricane. Those are like, it's crazy, really crazy.
But I heard I know this much: college football is this close to being canceled.
It is canceled
Really?
right now.
Yesterday,
It's canceled,
so
but
it's canceled officially.
but they're trying to bring it back. So they're having meetings. They're trying to make protocols to where that they can bring it back. But as of right now, college football is canceled. It would have started already by now.
Yeah.
College football is-
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard my dad say yesterday that like it was this close to being canceled, and so apparently now it is canceled.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
NH girl says, "Hey Sterling, dilly dilly." Oh yeah, because of what I'm drinking. Yes, dilly dilly. Cheers to the freaking weekend. Isn't that what they say in England?
So Tyrese, can I ask a question?
Sure. What's the
Why
question?
on the head? Do you have you
Why
have
do I have that in my head? I do have comb. I have comb coils. So I got my hair done, but my hair is actually growing fast. So it's like, wow. Yeah, I'm trying to get dreads.
I know about do-rags and stuff like that. Like guys wear the do-rags to have waves and whatnot, but I'm like, it's rare to see a guy with a bonnet. So your hair must be long.
Yeah, it is long.
Ah, okay.
It grows. My hair grows literally fast for a guy.
Wow.
It just grows.
Interesting.
I'll be honest. My hair has actually been thinning in warp speed
Y'all
since
want to see?
the middle of last year.
Big 12, I heard Big 12 was canceled. How is this still on, RC? Maybe I need to look into that. I heard it was canceled and they were working on things to get it back to normal again. So when's the first game for Big 12? It would have started already, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it have? What are we? We're in the last week of August. Usually college football starts now. And everybody doesn't know. Anybody know?
They're supposed to start now.
Yeah, it would have started now, right?
I would assume they would start this week.
Mm.
Adam Hecker. Oh my goodness.
What porn is
The Big 12. Oh my goodness. Everybody in the chat. You guys are a mess right now. Anybody else want to come on the panel? Ah, now I see your hair. Okay, you took the bonnet off. Awesome.
Yeah, I took it off.
See it. Okay, you got long hair. That's pretty cool.
And it's still growing.
That's good. Because a lot of people's hair can't grow at all.
My hair
know.
My bangs are really shortening out, and like I've got this feeling by the time I'm 40, I'm not going to have any hair around here anymore.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, I know this much. Half the men in the world, by the time they hit 30, and I'm close, and not this year, but next year I'll be turning 30. They start balding, and I'm at that point.
Did you have that in your family or what? Like, do you have balding in your family or?
Yeah, in your family, yeah.
Like meaning like loss of hair and stuff like that.
Yeah. My dad's bald around over here. He has hair in his back, and so yeah, my oldest brother is bald completely. So yeah. So yeah.
I thought hair foliage come out when it's too much stress or something. I don't know.
Well,
Gerald, welcome.
How you doing, Gerald?
I got a big forehead.
So do I got a big forehead.
Hey, so do I.
Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the panel. It's your first time on here.
Inishiwa.
Konnichiwa.
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 I didn't know what else to say.
That's cool. So what are we talking about, guys? I got a lot of hair, but I got 2 gray hairs in the back, Adam Hecker says. Can you see the gray hair, Adam?
You got gray hairs.
Gray hair.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm bald, man. Look at that.
The only gray hair I
bald.
see is on his chin.
Done, man. Yeah.
Don't they say gray hair means knowledge? Isn't that true? Gray hair means you're wiser, you're getting wiser, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I don't know. It's distinguishing.
What is white hair? White hair means.
I don't know.
What is what?
Brown hair mean?
White hair, white, and having a white hair.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I don't know.
Well, then I'd love to know what dark brown hair means.
Dog hair.
Doesn't blonde hair mean like fun? Like you're having fun? Like blondes always have fun? Y'all never heard these sayings?
What?
No.
I've heard of them. Yeah. When I was a toddler, I had blonde hair, but I was like one of those kids that like it grew darker as I got older. So
I never had blonde hair. I mean, I like dyed to honey
me
blonde
either,
before.
Me either.
Samuel Steady Rock, whatever it is, I hope you get better in whatever situation it is. What did you say? I'm just dealing with a lot right now because I'm a Knicks fan. Because you're a Knicks fan. Do you watch any sports, Gerald?
Yeah, I used to.
What kind of sports?
NBA basketball, NBA basketball, baseball. Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have any teams? Any of your favorite teams or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, I like to watch the Cavs lose. I mean, that's always fun.
The Cavs
I like
lose.
to watch the Cowboys lose. Sadly enough, that's where I live. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Fort Worth.
Right?
And you
Right.
like to see the Cowboys lose, Sterling?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like to see the people like this. I like to see the people get offended at Indians games too. It's pretty funny because they're like, "Oh my God, I'm an Indian. I'm so offended." So
I'm just
that's
glad
pretty funny.
Tanya Romo is not the quarterback anymore. Tanya Romo.
Hi, Alex. Welcome to the stream. I see you in here. What did New York B says 33-year-old, and I'm fortunate to not have any gray hair or no balding. That's good.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
You get a prize. You get a prize, sir.
New York says he loves seeing the Cowboys lose.
Ugh.
The Cowgirls.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, the cowgirls. That's what I call them.
That's why I call Tony Romo Tanya Romo.
Tyrese, who's your favorite team?
What are you talking about are you talking about for the NFL? The Patriots and the Giants.
How come you have two? How come you have two?
Well, because I live in New England and I like the Patriots how they play, and I'm a New Yorker. I'm from New York and I like the Giants.
All right. Interesting. What about baseball? Nothing for baseball?
The Yankees all day. I gotta have the Yankees.
Oh my God, the Empire.
You know what I call it? I don't like the Mets. I call them the Pets. That's what I call them.
That's a good
Call them
one.
the Pets.
The New York
He's choking on his beer, man. You got him to choke on his beer, man. It's not cool.
So, what animal would you want to consider them if you want them as pets?
Because they be playing with a bunch of animals, so I don't know what to call them.
Would you want them to be a parrot? Because they're the loudest birds.
I could call them raccoons.
Yeah, it's
Something like
different to see Skins in the chat. Where are you, Skins? I'm surprised you're not coming on here.
I'll
Maybe
always call him Skins, even though he's burgundy now.
What?
Yeah, I think they're changing their name to the New York Parakeets.
New York Parakeets.
What is that?
I don't know. I made it up. I'm sorry.
I made it
Or
up.
they made it up.
The
I made it
Washington.
up.
I heard that J-Lo and what's his name? A-Rod, they was trying to buy the Mets.
Yeah, I
They was
heard
trying-
that too. I don't know.
That's
if-
crazy.
Yeah, they got money. They can do it. It's
I'm
not
like,
that-
dang, they suck that bad to the point that A-Rod, the Yankee guy, got to buy the. Oh man.
He wants to revamp the team. He's trying to invest his money into something so he can revamp the team, I guess, make it better. It'll be his team. He can control it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
It'll be interesting to see what if they ever change the mascot of the city around where I live in, what the football team name would be. They've been the Cowboys for too long. But this is Texas, and so it's known for that kind of stuff. We got the Houston Texans, so
Oh, they're
Right.
solid. They're solid.
yeah, God compared to the Cowboys.
Hey, they're better than the Browns.
You're right.
Anybody's better than the Browns. So, I mean, come on.
Damien, if you're still out there, all right? The Browns. What's up with the Browns?
Oh, I'm in Cleveland. That's why I said that.
Gerald M. Brown.
Right. What a coincidence.
See, yeah. You never know; they might turn out to be the Silvers.
Well, no, they're actually changing the name of the Browns. They're changing their name.
Are they
Are you
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
To what?
I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but I don't know.
Alex with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much, Alex. With the stripper money. I call it stripper money.
Stripper money? Oh, Lord.
He'll be shooting $1 super chats in my stream. He's throwing stripper money in the stream.
So I gave you stripper money the other day.
Mm,
He did. Sterling, but it was $5. I am not a stripper in any way. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
mm.
Oh, no comment.
Yeah, no comment.
No comment.
right.
Right.
G-rated in here. Why? Because the Browns color is offensive. So, okay, we were talking about ice cream. So, yeah. Your favorite is cookies and cream. I like vanilla. I like strawberry.
I
Cookies and
like
cream.
those too. Oreo cookies.
I can eat Oreos. I can eat.
I like
them.
cookie dough is okay. Cookie dough.
I can eat cookie dough anytime, any day. But they say it's not good for you because it causes worms in your stomach and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
like,
it does.
cookie dough. Yeah, you got to be careful. Thank you,
Cookie
Levy, for dropping Alex's link. I appreciate that.
I like orange sherbet. Orange sherbet.
Yeah,
is
there
good.
you go. Neapolitan.
Oh yeah, the Neapolitan that has the pink, the strawberry, vanilla, and you guys are getting me hungry right now. You guys are so getting me hungry right now.
For ice cream?
Ice cream. Yeah,
Do you eat butter pecan? I don't.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
butter pecan.
I'm not a fan of butter pecan. I'll eat it if that's all there was.
I've never had it.
Mm,
It's okay.
I like vanilla bean. Vanilla bean is good.
Oh, vanilla? Yeah, vanilla bean. Yeah, there you go. Good choice.
Vanilla. So what else? Else is everybody up to?
Excuse me.
I'm up to about 5'7.5".
You're what?
I said I'm up to about 5'7.5".
You're up till 5'7.5".
No, I said what are you up to? I'm 5'7.5".
Oh, you're 5'7".
it?
You're short. I'm 5'4".
Oh, 5'4". Oh, okay.
I guess I'm the tallest out of everybody. I'm 6'5".
I'm 5'11".
You're
Whoa,
6'5", Tyrese?
6'5". Good God.
So
No way.
And then you
I'm
got
Yeah,
so
no, he
serious.
is. He's 6'5".
What is your shoe size?
Oh God.
Oh my God. I wear a size between like 13 or 14.
Wow.
wow, I wear 12.
Yeah.
How do you find shoes?
Online, Foot Locker or Foot Action. They have size. Like Shaq is 7'1". He wears size 27 shoes. It's gotta be custom made.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Custom made.
I was
Wow.
like, dang, they even make 20 size shoes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
And I say,
huge.
well, that is huge. That's like Ronald McDonald mixed with something else. Bigfoot.
Oh,
He said Ronald McDonald. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
With the big feet.
no comment.
Shaq is 7'2" and weighs 400. Wow.
Shaq?
What?
you mean Kazam? If you've even seen that?
Kazam. Yeah, Kazam.
The stripper man's in here.
Uh-oh.
Express.
Alex, what is good?
How you doing, man?
You can't hear it. Huh?
He's
Alex!
How you doing, man?
You didn't miss anything, RC. Not at all. Vanilla chocolate ice cream is my favorite. Cookies and cream, delicious. Now I want ice cream. Damn it, I want ice cream too.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I would go to the store, but it might close because of everything's going on. So I gotta buy some tomorrow when I get off of work.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
we can hear you.
Hi, mommy on deck. Thanks for coming in. What's up,
Hey,
Alex?
mommy on deck. Check, check, check. Mommy on deck. Check, check, check.
Yeah, that's
The volcano and a tidal wave. I know you did a hurricane last year, but I'm trying to top you.
Leedy. What did you say, Alex? I didn't hear you.
That was a joke.
Yeah, but we didn't hear it.
But we didn't hear the joke.
Damn, I'm cracking up by myself.
Y'all don't mind.
I could hear you. Hold up.
Oh.
I have a joke. I hope y'all can get it.
Yeah, I hope we get it too, Gerald. What's up, Alex?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear.
I'm gonna take the joke all over again. Hold up. Who had a joke? Sturden?
No, it was Tyrese.
I thought
Tyrese,
it was,
Tyrese. Let me hey, Amy.
huh.
Get back.
I was gonna say, why did the funny bone get booed off stage?
Why did the funny bone get booed off stage?
Yeah.
Anybody can answer that. Funny bone? Because it was funny?
No,
Because it was a bone?
no. What's funny about it? It's not funny when you hit your funny bone.
No,
What's What's funny about it? That's the joke.
Oh boy. Where's the drum roll?
Gerald fell asleep on that one.
What does it feel like? I'm like in a prison pen. I got one guy over there looking like he's a cell. This one looked like he's the warden, and Sterling looked like he's trying to get out.
No. I was just.
You guys are welcome to leave anytime you want. You guys don't have to stay in the chat and hang out if you don't want to hang out. You guys can leave. This is like anything goes in here, okay? So whenever you guys are ready to go, you guys are more than welcome to go. It's like
Seriously, Amy?
I'm just saying because
Okay, so let me get this straight, Amy. You know I love you. So you started you start a stream and you're gonna leave?
No, not me. I'm telling anybody that's in the stream right now, if they don't want to stay, they can go. Like, you know what I mean? Not me.
I am here for you.
I know you are.
You are.
I like
know you are.
Sterling and Tyrese, but I am here for you.
Okay.
I send you my stripper love heart dollars.
And I so appreciate it, Alex. I really do. You know I do.
I know.
Every stripper dollar. You know I do.
Every stripper dollar. Oh my god.
The other day I was halfway out of like near Georgia and she said, bring me some steak and lobster. I'm like, damn. I don't know. I mean, I could probably turn back and lose this load and not get paid. Is it going to be worth it? I was seriously, I know I'm stuttering, but I was seriously thinking, you know what? She's a hard worker. She's a hard grinder. She deserves some steak and dinner, not no leftover. What were you eating? Potatoes? Whatever that was. I said, no, I wanted to bring you some steak and lobster and real food. Because I know you wanted to make, what was it? Some leftover something.
Oh, that day when I was streaming? Yeah.
Yeah, when you had the white lace, I was messing around with you.
Guys, if you didn't see my last stream, go check it out. I had on like a lace shirt, and you can like actually see what's underneath it.
Oh,
but I mean, it's that's the style, you know what I mean? But Alex kind of was off on the color.
Well,
yeah, I kept saying in the chat that it was pink, not white.
Huh?
I kept saying that it was pink lace, not white lace.
Right. It was white. It was not pink at all.
oh yeah. See, I grew up watching. There's a singer named Prince. He passed away, but when he started in the 80s, I like Michael Jackson, but he was just like too much into the monkeys and the little kids and kind of like okie dokie. Then Prince came out, and everybody started saying, well, Prince looks like Michael. First of all, I said, well, Prince got like all these girls with the lace, with the lingerie. I'm like a young kid. I'm like, are you crazy, Prince? And then first of all, then I said, well, Michael had like 25 operations to make him look that way. In real life, Michael was black with a big fat nose, round face. Prince never had no operation, but everybody always said, Prince trying to look like Michael. No, Michael looked like Prince with the operations, you know, because he didn't really look like that. I mean, Michael was white. I think Michael was white than Sterling, whiter than Sterling. Man, he was really white back in the 90s. And Prince was naturally white.
White, like just as white as me.
Well, I meant to say he's really, really white, not like a Spanish or a darker person. I mean, he was white with the skin and the bleaching. And everybody kept saying, oh, he's trying to look like Prince trying to look like Michael. Well, Prince was naturally light skinned and he never had no operations. But what mainly got to me with the lace with Amy, I was joking around. It kind of gave me a flashback on the Prince videos from the 80s when he had all those girls with the lace. So that's why I kept playing around with her saying, oh my God, that white lace. You know, and she was like, oh, I'm not going to stand up. It was real funny.
Why do you think, though, Michael Jackson did that with the color bleaching or the surgery or whatever?
Good question. I never found that out.
Do you guys like mental thing, or
Well, he was rich.
he wanted
Like,
to be
He was.
accepted?
To be honest, if I was a girl, I'd do everything possible to look like Amy. Look, she's pretty. I'd be like, I'm gonna get her cheeks. I'd be doing all kind of plastic surgery. You know, when you had that kind of money. Like, Michael had a lot of money from that Thriller album, so he started changing.
Yeah, big time. From the nose to the everything. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's so sad that they like had to be under the influence of drugs. Like,
Well, when he did the Pepsi commercial, he had like that Jerry curl juice, and when the things blew up in the back, it ignited his. You know, he was on fire.
mhm.
He saw this bleeding here, so he needed like all this special surgery, and it was painful. So supposedly, he got addicted after that. Like he needed, the surgery, and then his nose was real big, right? And
Right, and you made it smaller.
in 1981, that was his first time, and then he was friends with the plastic surgeon. You know, all that money he got, and he couldn't breathe when he was singing, so he needed more. Like that's why he got a thinner up here. So then he had a number 2 surgery. I think after that, he just kind of either wanted to look like Diana Ross, and he wanted to look.
Diana Ross.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Unfortunately, something led to
The reason why on Michael Jackson, I think he did that because he never had like he always said that he never had a childhood, and his father basically pushed him to the limit of being famous and seeing his talent and not seeing what he really was, and let him grow as a kid.
Yeah, because he did do that stuff like when he was like really little too, like when he was part of the
Right.
Jackson 5.
Yeah, like to the point where he was so strict on this music career growing up that like he didn't have a childhood, that he made his place as like a wonderland. Like he made, like he had the animals. He had, what was it called? What was his place called?
Neverland.
Neverland.
Neverland. Like his
Neverland.
childhood was, yeah, and for you not to be accepted, but everybody loved you, like, and loved his music.
I know, right?
It's
That
weird.
everyone still loves today.
But the thing with Michael is, there was no internet back then so you could, the reason R. Kelly's in jail and Bill Cosby, when they did those things, there was no internet. And, right now, if I want to find out about Amy, I could like in 5 minutes, I could know her life basically, or Sterling, or anybody. Y'all could do the same with me, right? Especially I'm a business. I got a business, so I'm naturally public. But you can also see my personal side on the internet. That's why when he did those things, like in Neverland, he never, he liked to sleep with the kids, and the parents in there didn't know about his, what was going on with the lawsuits. So there was, oh, okay, it's Michael. He never, he never had a childhood. So, it's okay. But at the same time, if you're like Amy, I know she's smart, she has kids. I know she's not going to say, look, I love you, Michael Jackson, but hell no, you ain't going to be sleeping with my kids in your room. You crazy? What's wrong with you? Oh, you didn't have no childhood? Well, you better go somewhere else and go buy some childhood or something. Look, you ain't sleeping with my kids in a room. Well, I'm Michael, and I never had no childhood. Just because you don't have no childhood, you put yourself in a position to get lawsuits, to make yourself look bad. And that's what happened throughout his whole career. We was never inside the room to see what really happened. But if you got a whole bunch of kids saying the same thing and the judge is telling you, look, don't go near no kids, you're going to be in trouble. But yet the next year, you're with the kids and all that, going on vacation with little 10-year-olds. That's when I love the entertainer. I love Michael Jackson, the entertainer. As a person, though, there's just too much against him, as a person. There's no excuse just because you had no childhood for you to open up an amusement park where kids love to be there, and then you're gonna sleep with the kids. And then
that's if it happened. Nobody knows. They have no proof.
I know, but it's just weird. Like, I love Michael, but I'm not,
But yeah, putting yourself in that situation, that was bound to happen. Like, and all those accusations too. But when you have no childhood and you want to re-experience it again, I mean, that's
Chris Tucker was his best friend the whole time through his accusations and everything. I think that Chris Tucker probably know him better than
Tucker doesn't discount or dismerits the other accusations from the kids. We don't know what really happened. Just because the president, the queen, just because I know Amy, and if I'm bad, right, that doesn't make me not guilty by association. So we gotta be smart in this day and age. A lot of people, and again, we never saw what happened. Especially when you change your zone, it doesn't even matter if you saw what happened. A judge and a jury, they're gonna have to take your word against Michael. And Michael, all he does is pays off the parents, right? You got Johnny Cochran, you got the world's top lawyers, right? And it's like this. Look, you go to the back room and you tell the parents, look, y'all want to fight us? Okay, you're going to try to put Michael in jail. That's fine. That's your mission. But I tell you what, we're going to be here. We got money. You don't. Okay? And the parents are like, what? So, he raped my kid. Well, that's your word against it. But I tell you what, we'll give you $30 million. You could go away, or we could fight you. You don't have money to fight us. We could be here for 10, 20 years. You're going to be losing money. So if you take this $30 million to go away right now and see nothing happened, great, okay? So now he pays the parents off. And you know what happens? The lawyers will come out on TV and say, look at these parents. They're so greedy. Michael is so innocent. All they wanted was his money. But they ain't going to tell you that they forced that money on them to make them go away. See, that's the whole thing when you have money, fame, and fortune, and media power. Like, we have media power here. Amy does. She has a big channel. But she doesn't use that power to get, to do bad things. And then she'll come out here and be, oh, this is the game here. The school is this. But now, let's say if she goes away and she's doing bad things, she could use that fame and fortune to grab either, kids or adults, or do the wrong thing with her power. And that's what, like, Bill Cosby did that. Michael Jackson was accused of doing it. But you see people like Prince that throughout those whole years, 40 years of entertainment, all they did was entertain. People like Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, there was never no controversy. Or Whitney Houston, she never did bad things. They only did bad things to themselves, and they died early age because, drugs and all that. But that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly enough, Michael Jackson eventually suffered through cardiac arrest, and that's how he died more than a decade ago.
Through drugs, though, because of
Exactly. Yeah.
excessive use of drugs, right?
Mm.
Because he was young.
He took that stuff. You know when you get surgery,
To numb you.
yeah,
Yeah.
anesthesia.
Yeah. Wow. And
Can you imagine how much power?
Did that doctor ever get charged for that stuff? For giving it to
Yeah.
him? He did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They suspended his license. I think what 4 years, 5 years. They can do here in the United States no more. The thing is that that doctor looks so like I don't know. I mean, we don't even know what if the doctor did that. What if the doctor knew things? What if the doctor knew what he did to the kids or other people? Right? That doctor looks so like with this expression. If it was me, I'd be crying like a little girl. Oh God, I didn't do it, God. And I'd be like balling up. He was just like, whatever, and he just took it. And I don't know. Sometimes you gotta wonder. Life is life. YouTube is YouTube. It's a nice little world. But I'm gonna give you an example. My stepdad, he was real bad to my mom, right? And he married when my mom passed away, he married this young girl and had a couple of kids, but he started hitting her too. My dad was like a wife beater. And as little kids, I couldn't do nothing. I was too small. But when I got 15, I started getting big. And I told him, if you hit her again, I'm gonna be up in your face. Then he started hitting her behind closed doors. She'll come out with black eyes. And I knew he was hitting her, right? At that point, I really couldn't do nothing because I didn't see it, So when she passed away due to heavy drinking and, she was just terrorized with him, she started drinking the common nurse. She died from too
Right.
much liquor. She passed away. He married a young girl. He started hitting her. That girl's mom hated my stepdad because he was hitting her daughter now. So he came from the bar. My dad used to own strip joints. Like he was a manager for unemployment during the day, and at nighttime he was the devil. He owned 2 businesses, 2 bars, 2 strip joints. Right. Long story longer, he started hitting, the other girl. Her man was so mad at him, for every time she'd be all beat up. And then long story longer, one day my dad came from the bar and he passed out. His room set on. He died from a fire. He accidentally killed himself. And he was on last. That machine that helps you breathe when you're a burn victim. So he was like, he had infections, this, that, and the third. All of a sudden he just dies overnight. And then his wife and her mother are just talking to me, telling me, "Oh, we don't know what happened. A plug must have came on loose." And they were smiling. I'm like, literally, y'all killed them. Y'all unplugged the machine. So life happens. You don't know what happens behind closed doors, and then what happens
Right.
on the family. So I don't know. That doctor, I don't know. I mean, he just looks so. I don't know. Like he did something. I don't think he gave her that medication. Either he left it there so he could do it, or he might have said, "Oops, oh man." Well, there's no cameras in his room, right? We don't know if that doctor killed him for whatever purpose, So I don't know. I mean, that's a tough question. Like he did pass away from that. It was just weird. Like I don't think Michael Jackson could just go, "Let me just shoot myself up with some of this stuff." Like he don't know how to get it out the bottle. He don't know what's the name of it, and it's just too complicated. When you're already sedated, you're already knocked out, and you're gonna take some more. That's just, I don't know. I've been drunk, and I couldn't even get the car keys out of my hands, let alone get a needle, put it into this teeny weeny hole, get the right amount, get the bubbles out of it, get the thing where you.
But at the same time, Alex, he's been doing this for years. So once you're an addict, I mean, and if it was there, if it was left, or if he asked for it, because he's been asking for it for years, and this doctor's been writing prescriptions and providing it for him. So
Yeah.
I'm sure how long he's been using this, he could have done it himself. I believe he could have
Yeah.
done it himself. It didn't have to necessarily be the doctor, but the doctor is to blame for keep writing for it, and there's no, reason for it. Usually they give that in surgeries and stuff. You're not just going to
Oh,
take
yeah.
seizures. So
Well, he had tons of it in there too. The doctor, like when they broke into when they saw the things in there, they collected it. Yeah, it was there. He left them like near this table. You can see the pictures on Google.
All right.
And-
Well, Alex, or anybody, before anybody says anything, I'm just going to say, Amy, I'm going to go ahead and hop on out. And
no problem.
thank you so much for having me up here, Amy. It was my pleasure. Always a pleasure to see you. Good to see Alex and Tyrese. And
All right, buddy.
Good to see you too, man.
have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Have a good night.
All right, Sterling. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you have superstars like that, all that power, they can get whatever they want.
Sorry,
Mm.
Tyrese. Go ahead, Alex.
Is New York Beast here or what?
No, that was Tyrese.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Cause when I was trying, I didn't know I was up to scream, and then I saw my face disappear, so I was like, oh, and then she's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's cool. But I'm just listening to your conversation about the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then for Whitney Houston, I mean, we already know Whitney Houston.
Yeah, and
overdosed.
Bobby and overdose,
Yeah,
and the daughter.
and the daughter.
Let's not forget Prince.
I
I mean,
mean,
Prince was the same boat. He took, what was it? The fentanyl. Prince. He took fentanyl, and I mean, that's like the strongest narcotic you could buy in Earth. And I don't think he was addicted to it, but I've been watching Prince. Prince been around since the middle 70s. Michael, Jeanette, LaToya, Millie, all of his sisters. See, there was no YouTube back then. Now, if you want to be a star, you got a YouTube channel, and you spread out your talent. Back then, what Prince did was, as a teenager, he went everywhere. In Minnesota, so he was a legend. And sometimes that's better than even having media. So as the legend grew, his sisters, Prince wore high heel boots, bikinis, and all that. But that was just to attract the girls. We all know that because, he was married 3 times. But at the same token, through the years, he did a lot of acrobatic things as he became famous. Everybody said Prince and Michael used to hit each other. They knew each other as kids, and Michael used to go to Prince concerts. The only thing is that, I don't think Michael was straight, but with all this evidence pointing to that he
Hey.
go ahead, Alex. Hi, Maddie.
Hey, how you doing? Who's that?
That's Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
I don't think we could hear her. Can we?
We can't hear her, Amy.
Oh, yes. It might help if I unmuted myself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm Monster
Hi,
Sports and Entertainment.
Hi, Maddie.
Technically Molly, but Maddie, yeah. Either way.
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
We're just talking some crazy stuff. I was letting Amy know the other day I freaked her out with the white lace. I said she gave me flashbacks to a kid with the Prince concerts and the videos with the white lace. So we just talked about. Then we talked about Michael. I don't know. Did you just get in or?
Oh, I've been listening a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I've had my headphones in. I spilled something in the kitchen, so I had to go clean that up. Oh, my cat's also.
Oh my God! What'd you spill?
Oh, that sucks.
I want to know what she spilled. What did you spill?
I dropped a piece of lemon meringue pie.
Oh my! That's my favorite.
Oh, the pie. Not the pie.
I know. I was so sad. I was like, oh, this is awful. Also, Monster Sports
Your
Entertainment who's typing in the chat is my father, by the way. So if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
weird, you're not typing, but you are typing. That's my dad.
Yeah, I know. I saw you when you was making that. When he was making you some some complicated French sounding long term. I mean, he was cooking it. You was out there. You was dying to eat. I don't know how you had the patience. I would have said, "Dad, move out the way. I gotta eat this right now." I mean, it was so good. And what was it? Some egg, was it? Oh man, it was so good.
There was macaroni and cheese.
No, it was a macaroni and cheese, Molly. Seriously, Molly, that's like basic stuff. It was some complicated dish. It was complicated. A lot of steps in there.
Oh, was it the egg Benedict? Maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, that was so good. Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess it was eggs, but he made it so like European, so aristocratic. You know, at one point I even thought he was from England.
Oh yeah. I
So
eat good.
So what did you do with the pie? Throw it away, or the cat ate it?
Oh yeah. I have
Cat ate
to
it?
throw it away.
What? Say that again, Molly.
Throw it away now.
Oh man.
Bring this a little closer to me.
Pie sounds really good right now.
Molly's starting to get good. Pretty soon you're gonna have Monstar 2 starring Molly.
Well, Monster Sports Entertainment is like my channel.
Hey, Amy, she's gonna be like, "See, Dad, I'm finna get my old assets up the hill. See, you can make your Aunt Benedict's. I'm over here hitting his tubes,
Right.
right?
It's
Yeah.
getting that way already, Alex. It's getting that way already.
Yeah, 'cause I used to see her dad 100%. He'd be in there like, "This is my daughter. Don't get fresh or whatever." Then he started that kind of going away because she could handle her own. Now she's like, "Hey, Dad, I'm fit to hit the wings. You got to let me fly out there, Dad. I'm out." Drop the microphone right in his face. You're gonna have to have your own channel there. See you.
Right.
That's the way to do it, right, Amy?
That's it.
I remember when Amy had like 1,000 subscribers. I remember that, man. Amy was out there. She was grinding, and her channel is fun now, but back then it was kind of boring. She was pretty though. I actually thought she was.
Wow.
That's such a backhanded compliment. Oh my god.
I didn't ever see her. Like always saw like that big head thing was floating, and she was always like, "Oh, I'm Amy," and she'll talk about this and that, but with no. It was kind of, but she was still cute. So I'm like,
Scared. I guess I was scared.
she was shy. Yeah, she was shy. And man, like in 3 months, she met what was the name of that girl? Her channel got deleted. Mary XO. Oh,
Mickey.
Mickey.
who was it?
So, yeah, I miss
Something XO. Remember that channel?
Yeah.
And then y'all kind of hooked up. And then what did y'all do? The Three Musketeers or something?
Yeah.
The Three Amigos.
Three Amigos. That was it.
And then Amy just blew up. After that, she was out there, man, I got this. Boom. She went straight into like, she would talk about sports, but kind of halfway. And then who sponsored you? After you got sponsored, you just blew up. Somebody sponsored you? No
So,
sports.
I wish.
Well, you had like a little hookup. Somebody, I
Yeah,
don't know.
sports. Yeah, like a sports. Just got connected.
Yeah.
Good people. So. Yeah.
After that, you started like boom, just being all natural. And of course, I know you look like that. I actually, I thought you was like fat and googly, so you didn't want to show your face. Like, yeah. Well, I don't know. I didn't say you're fat. I'm being honest. What you see is what you get.
Mm.
And then she started like, they look like she works out. Then I said, well, that got to be her sister. But then she said I was her. I said, well, she can't be catfishing. You know how it is on YouTube. That's why I'm out here. Y'all can see this is me. When I go to the gym struggling and all that, I ain't know, I don't be talking about fitness and all that and eating healthy or whatever. I just show it so y'all can see me straining. I just did like a 2-hour marathon of working out at the gym. Bored everybody to death. If y'all see people in comatose talking about it in youth, that was me. They watched my video. They were just watching me working out. They were like, just passing off on the boredom, because I had to mute it. And, I'm going to see if I can find some way where I could do motivational videos, not just working out, but You know, that's so important in YouTube. Once people get monetized, you know, the first thing that they see is that they get fatigued and they get burnt out. You know, when you get burnt out like that, you got to lay off or work out at the gym, do something healthy, because, you know, you see these people 24 hours a day. Now, I can understand Monstar when she first started, but they still did it with a structure that was still healthy. And then they got monetized. Same thing with Amy. And then they didn't go away. You know, you see all these YouTube channels that get monetized, they leave.
Yeah.
And then they come back.
Live streaming and stuff like that. Yeah. No, I'm still here. I mean, I accomplished my goal, which was to get monetized, and that's what I did. But I had, as I said, I had no intentions to become a big YouTuber, or, I mean, that's not my goal on here. It was to help my son, and my son is where he is now. So
Amen.
now it's like I am here to. I met some cool friends, so I guess that's what continued me on being in here. And I enjoy watching sports. That's just me. So why not like hang out with my friends, just like if I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends out, but we can't right now. So I'm hanging out with my online friends and watching the game. So that's what I'm continuing to do right now. If it gets
Well,
big,
shout outs to you for that.
huh?
I said shout outs to you for that. Shout out.
Yeah. So that's that.
Well, I'm sorry to break this news, but me, I gotta go because I gotta wake up early for work.
No
All right, man.
problem.
Maddie and Alex,
Bye.
thank you for meeting y'all, and Amy, thank you again for
I
shouting me up
appreciate you,
here.
Kyrie.
I appreciate you too.
Okay.
Amy.
Clothes on. Guys, I need
I
some
got
bleach on.
clothes on. Got a black beater.
I'm just joking.
Oh no, here comes trouble.
Bye.
Oh no.
Oh.
He looked
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
Amy, he looked like that 1974 star, buck naked.
Buck naked, huh?
I'm
Hi,
joking.
Monster.
Here, let me turn you up a little bit. Here you go.
Hello.
There we
Hello.
go. Now I can hear
How
you.
you doing?
Monstar ready to go solo, boy. Molly finna get her own AdSense, and he be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have some competition." Monstar 1 and 2.
That's it. I'm getting my own channel. I'm gonna take her on. That's it.
Uh-oh.
Look at the family all together.
You're going down.
Peace, son.
Hey, baby.
What you drinking, Monster?
What's up?
What
What?
you drinking?
Oh, it's amazing.
What is that?
It's pink
It's so
grapefruit and
Woody.
vodka. It's like a pink grapefruit vodka drink.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Good stuff. So,
I like that
So-
mango.
so Amy, I have a question for you.
Oh no.
What that whole MJ thing? Why do you think he did it? Like try to turn himself white and all that.
I don't know. I think that was more like as he said, to be accepted. He wanted to be accepted. That's what I think it
Is he
was.
there? I think he left. Well, can I give you mine too, or just Amy?
Go
No,
ahead.
I never heard it before.
Didn't they say that he had some sort of body dysmorphia in a way?
Yeah. Technically, you're right, Molly. Right. Technically, he had lupus. So the scar tissues from his past operations, with the chin implant, we put that little hole, one of these things in here, because if you see his pictures, it was flat. But then in 1986, he popped that one in there. He did his eyebrows where they made him look kind of sharp looking up, and all that scar tissue plus lupus with the infections, and discolor his skin. He kept saying it was something vertigo or whatever that was. It was really that lupus and the scar tissue. So what he did was, instead of, he bleached it, but because he wanted to look white to sell more records and to appeal to kids and people, to the majorities, right? He wanted to look white, but on top of that, he could have just did tan. So if it was like a light tan, there's textures that he could do that for. Maybe they didn't have it in the 80s, which I doubt. But instead of looking tan, instead of redoing his skin, he went all white. He were even his arms and his chest. And when I was comparing him to Prince, well, people said, he was, Prince was trying to look like him. Prince is already looking white. That's his natural color. If you could see him as a kid in the 1970s.
Did you know that Prince and MJ never ever got along ever? They were always at each other's necks and stuff. They even tried to work together apparently once, and it didn't work out. I don't know what was up with that. I don't know who was more jealous of who, or I wonder why these two can get along.
No, Prince. In reality, I don't want to say I'm a hardcore fan because I don't want to turn Amy's channel into a Prince channel, but I've been
Prince rules. Prince rules.
Prince is a cutie.
I've been following Prince since I was a kid, right? I knew about his record contracts in the 70s, what he was trying to achieve as a producer, writer, and so forth, how he was able to obtain his writing through Warner Brothers Records. He was able to use ASCAP and become a writer and so forth. He was given a lot of power. But before that happened, Michael Jackson and Prince, they knew each other. Prince even dated Phoebe Jackson for a while. For her birthday, he took her out, and they were all there as kids, as teenagers, because they kind of grew up in that era of music, as being musicians. So since Michael knew a lot of musicians in Detroit's Motown, started from Gordy Berry, Stevie Wonder, and so forth. He grew up in that environment because that was his record label, along with these big top stars like Diana Ross. So he was a musician by association. Really, Michael Jackson's a great entertainer. He's not a great musician, great entertainer. Prince, on the other hand, was a great musician. He wrote, he played 23 instruments. He was actually a real musician / entertainer. But
I went to Prince's bar in Minneapolis too. That was pretty cool.
No, those are great places. You can still visit there. As a driver, I get the opportunity, to do that. But when you compare Michael, they knew each other from that environment. Now, it's like Jordan and Barkley and Shaq. When they're playing, it looks like they hate each other. But off the record, they still associate, right? But when they're playing in that court, they'll take your head off. So when Michael and Prince had that before, when they were alive, that's why people saw, without the internet being available, they saw this competition, and they saw tabloid, crap blown out of proportion. But between me and you, and through what I know in the industry, just basic stuff, I'm not no expert. They never hated each other. Even Prince said that. When Michael passed away, Prince canceled his concert, and he was crying. You can even ask Tylee Smiley and a few movie stars that knew Prince. He was really crying when he passed because Michael and Prince were trying to get together with this Pentecostal thing, and it was just too little too late. But they were really not no enemies. But going back to the thing, I'll let you answer. Why do you think, like Amy, what do you think he wanted to be with the skin thing? What is Amy eating? She always makes me hungry.
Celery?
Popsicle.
Oh, freezy. I thought it was celery.
Oh, man, she makes that look good. What the hell? You should be doing commercials. That looks so tasty when she does it. She's all cool.
Don't mind me.
I can. I want to go buy one of those things now. So why you think, Amy, he was asking you? Why you think he looked white?
But as you said, now he has a condition. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
He also had a skin condition.
Yeah.
It was vertigo. What's it called?
Vertigo?
Vertigo. Have you heard
No,
of that?
it was lupus. That was never proven. The autopsy reports, when he died, he had the 2 scar tissues here, which was the implants for his chin. He had like a thing where they draw the blood out, and he did have lupus. Nothing about vertigo.
Really?
So,
That was rumored.
he said he had lupus because that's kind of back then, with the AIDS and all that. So he didn't want to say that he had any conditions, that sounds weird like that because people didn't understand. But saying that he had the vertigo thing that discolored his skin, that doesn't sound as bad. Lupus is more back on the tape. Yeah. So that's what he really had, according to the DNA report.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, everything's public. You can look it up on Google. And all those doctor things are, the coroner's reports are public. You can see that.
So what was the beef with Prince and Michael?
There was none. They even his sister dated Prince as teenagers. They knew each other. Michael had the advantage, like Tyrese said earlier. His dad really didn't push him that hard. He was just being a disciplinarian because sometimes kids are kids, and of course they were from the ghetto. They wanted to get out, and they had talent. So he kind of kept them together with certain methods. But there was nothing. You notice when Michael brought that up. Joey Jackson went on Oprah. It was just things to cover those child accusations, that $30 million payout, all of those back-to-back things with the kids, sleeping with the kids and all that. So there's a new documentary that's pretty good. So, two of the accusers.
Did you see the documentary when shit first hit the fan? Did you see the documentary? What was that guy? There was
Leaving Neverland parts 1 and 2, and then the Oprah documentary after Neverland. I got into all that stuff because I love Michael Jackson, the entertainer. But with all that proof, even with his lawyers saying that's just a tip of the iceberg. Michael paid millions of undocumented cases for poor parents to go away, and it's true. His lawyers said this. So now that he's dead. These lawyers don't have no power of these lawyers no more. So they're coming out the woodwork and saying, yeah, there was a whole bunch of cases. With me looking at Michael with this, if you go to this documentary, you see Michael. He's a 38-year-old man with red pajamas in a little kid's room, playing like he's a little kid and sticking his tongue out, looking all weird and cringy. Things, he didn't expect these photos to be out, but when I saw all that, and it's not Photoshop because these are real pictures, I'm just kind of tentative. Like I said, I love his entertainment. That's something that's gonna, we grew up with that, so that's great. We're never gonna see another Michael Jackson.
Can I say something quickly?
I'm an Xer. I love Michael Jackson. I love Prince. I grew up with the whole Prince and the Purple Rain movie when it came out. It was controversial back then. I'm all about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so it says, believe it or not, among the most commonly searched terms with vitiligo on Google search is Michael Jackson. That's probably because he is the most famous person who have claimed to suffer from vitiligo, and the disease is rumored to be responsible for a number of his well-known quirks, like wearing a single white glove. But possibly the most controversial discussion about Michael Jackson is the fact people were saying that he was bleaching his skin and using treatments that way. That combined with his plastic surgery that changed a number of his features, his nose, chin, etc., suggests that he wanted to look less like himself and more like someone else. Some have said he wanted to look white. The discussion is complicated and was his life, but I think there are a few things that we can clear up. First, we know that Michael Jackson stated that he had vitiligo, although this was not until many years after rumors were flying about his turning white and his many surgeries. The best known occasion on which he addressed his vitiligo was during an interview with Oprah on her show in 1993. He said that his skin started to change somewhat after Thriller, which was released in 1982, so he was about 24 years old when it started and had progressed for about 10 years at the point of the interview. So people are saying that he was self-conscious of the spots that were appearing on his skin from the vitiligo.
The only reason he wore that glove is because he grabbed his crotch all the time.
No, that's a form of protection.
He was way beyond his time. Like he knew this coronavirus thing might have hit.
The mask. Why did he wear the mask all the time?
Sanitation, right? Sanitation. He was prepared.
Yeah, but when you take out on fire, what? Y'all notice? He changed. He started doing, more drugs, more painkillers. He started acting more bizarre.
So did Prince.
Those little kids, Michael and Webster, and I don't know. If I'm that rich and famous, I grab somebody that looks like Amy, an adult, a nice, pretty woman. And then he'll come after having like all these kids accuse him. He'll get somebody like, what's her name? That girl that was real rich and Presley, and pretend to marry her, and pretend that he loves her. That was just like kind of an image thing, I don't know.
Apollonia, Prince and Apollonia too. I don't know about that.
And there's one more thing that's stated here, saying yes, vitiligo can remove most, if not all, of the pigment in someone's skin. such that they have no skin color. However, this is very rare, and it usually takes many years to do this, with spots appearing during the process. So it's not likely that vitiligo alone was responsible for a significant transformation in skin color, because it usually happens in patches. So the rumors are that he started patching and he was self-conscious about it. So he made the rest of his skin match with treatments.
That documentary that won awards, so is popular now. It's like by the critics, it's like a 98% approval rating, which is crazy. Like that means it's 98% of the critics online, Metacritics, Rotten Tomatoes, and even on national networks say it's a good rating. That's like, go see it. You know, it's like something's in there that even critical people says, hey, it's great. So when I saw that, and I had to see it again, because I'm like, well, maybe, you know, maybe it's the honeymoon thing. Let me see it the second time. And it was worse. Like the second time when the guy asked him, like, you're 42 years old and you're sleeping with kids. And he looks into the camera and he says, no, that's what the world needs. I'm like, no, you know, I'm not going to ask Amy or anybody's, you know, say, can I sleep with your kid? I had a bad childhood. You know, it's just, if you're mad,
it's bizarre, totally bizarre.
As an entertainer, if you're an entertainer, that's no excuse. If you're a superstar, you're a mega star like he was, that's no excuse for you to sleep with little boys, man. And it wasn't no girl.
If it happened. Hold on, I got information man to add back on here.
If it happened.
I'm sure he has his 2 cents on this. What's up, information man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Alex?
Well, hey, buddy, great podcast, by the way. Look, I'm gonna tell you something though, Amy, and you too, everybody here. Like, I'm not saying he did it, and nobody made that disclaimer. The thing is, when there's so many, look, there's documentation and proof that he slept with these kids. What he did inside the room is another thing. You know, nobody's going to believe a 10-year-old kid behind closed doors that Michael Jackson did something to them. He's 10 years old. He can't get a camera to record. He can't entrap them. You know, it's impossible. But he could describe areas of his body, which they did. At that point, that was overwhelming. You know, and if a guy asks you on the camera, hey, you know, is it okay to sleep with little kids? Your answer is yes. The world needs to sleep with little kids because they're innocent. Dude, that's like the worst answer ever. And I'm not saying it. I'm like Amy, I'm not saying if he did, but he admitted it, that he slept with these kids in his bedroom. Now, did he have sex? Again, you know, you just don't sleep, even if it's, you know, no sex at all, with little kids that you don't know, that's not your family, on a consistent basis. You know, that's what I'm saying. Let information man talk, because I know he got some good points.
Hey, peace to everybody again. I just wanted to add a little framework to the discussion. That's why I came back on, Amy. I thought it was a very interesting discussion.
Yeah.
And we got to remember, and it's just not making excuses, but these are just facts. Michael Jackson did not grow up in a normal fashion in a childhood. I work in mental health as a therapist.
We can all agree with that.
I deal with guys that have these problems. So because his father drove them much towards entertainment.
Oh
no. Maddie's very dramatic.
Is everything okay?
Myself. There's electronics here.
Is Molly okay?
Is everything okay?
She spills everything. Excuse us.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Man,
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think Amy got a brain freeze.
Go ahead, information man.
Yeah, let me just make it quick so you can move on with the conversation. Michael Jackson did not grow up in a normal fashion that most of us grew up in. So his life, he was deprived of a childhood. If you know anything about the backstory and how his father raised them and deprived them of many things, and then once they became famous coming out of Motown, then you're even more in a bubble. So Michael Jackson has always been in a bubble since the time he was a child. Another thing too, he grew up Jehovah's Witness. And if you know anything about that religion,
Yeah, it's mob, yeah.
they don't tend to allow their kids to go out and play and engage with other kids, particularly at that time when he grew up. Okay, so I know this because I have family that are Jehovah's Witness. So even when he grew up, before they got famous, they were still isolated as a family, which is why, if you notice, a lot of them have certain social dysfunctions. So with that said, that can explain why Michael Jackson does things like have amusement parks at his house. He's dressing in child clothing, pajamas. I'm not saying it makes it right. I'm just saying this is a guy who did not have proper overall development.
So
and what happened?
Yes.
And so
regression, right? Regression.
yeah, regression. So sometimes you have people like this who don't have great social skills, but they have other talents like him, music and dance. So they're brilliant in other areas, but when it comes to just basic stuff, they're very dysfunctional. Okay. Another thing too, which I believe led to eventually Michael Jackson becoming addicted to the painkillers. Let's not forget, as Michael Jackson became famous coming out of the Thriller album, remember he did that very famous Pepsi commercial in which he had an accident in which his scalp got burned. That was the that was the beginning to the origins of Michael Jackson going downhill and getting caught up with being addicted to the painkillers because he went through excruciating pain. And a lot of people don't know this. Because of the burn in his scalp, he wore a lot of wigs and toupees. People don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. So and then when the skin condition came on, Michael Jackson, believe it or not, he had a lot of self-esteem issues about himself, which is why he did what he did with the makeup, and he had a lot of issues going on with him medically. Okay, so this with the kids, no grown man should be in bed with kids or even sleeping in the bed with kids playing overnight pajama party. No. Okay, but he was dysfunctional. This is my only thing that I would say to his defense, and this is two-part thing. Why, if he was sleeping with kids sexually, sleeping with kids is not appropriate, but if it was sexually, why is it that all the famous kids, people who were in the public eye,
Macaulay Culkin, for instance?
for example, and many others, never came out and said, after all these years as adults, Michael touched me, right?
Yeah, they did.
So why is it that the kids that were well known and had the money to take his ass to court never accused him, but it was all these kids, and a lot of people don't know this, a lot of those kids that were accusing him were kids who have medical problems, and Michael Jackson was taking care of the medicals and taking care of the families and putting them high on the hog. And they were traveling around with Michael, and the rumor has it that Michael may have wanted to cut them off, and as a result of getting cut off, they had the kids come up with the story that he was molesting. Now let me just end with this. I'll just end with this.
No, I want you to keep going.
Go ahead, Alex.
Some of these stars, he probably didn't mess with them. That's why. But
right, that's true. That's true. But remember, let's not forget this. Even whether he's guilty or not, there are some of those children that were kids that are adults today that have also come out and said, my parents put me up to this. Michael never touched me. So as much as we say, well, he did something, and maybe he did, but why is it that we never address the kids?
Let me interject that.
Yes, sir.
You know that the Michael Jackson estate makes millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. You know how easy it is for me to get a lawyer and finagle and finesse one of these parents to say this? I will praise the Ku Klux Klan if I was that bad of a person, needed money and all that. If I was poor,
right?
To some extent, you got all that money flash in your face to say, "Hey, say this about Michael." Sure, yeah, Michael. My kids was put up to this, blah blah blah. That could easily happen too. How we know that didn't?
Right. That could happen, but we do know that there are parents out here that are living through their children, and if they've got a connection to money, and that money is about to get cut off because people can act up. All I'm saying, I'm not saying that he's innocent because we don't know, but I'm saying why is it that there are some children that were involved with Michael who are
Yeah.
now adults that are saying that their parents did this and they don't even deal with their parents anymore. You
Yeah.
gotta ask yourself those questions. Just a thought. That's all.
Oh my God. Look, that's the same thing that I was telling Amy earlier. I'm just claiming we were not there
Yes,
to
sir.
see that. We were not there to feel that. We were not there in the 80s. I
Yeah,
mean,
but we also need to remember. Let me slip in here.
no,
We have to remember there was he paid a lot of employees to be around 24 hours a day. He had a lot of housekeepers that come out and have claimed the children's
Yeah,
side of
yeah.
things.
That's right.
Questionable things. So it goes
Yeah.
both ways. I totally agree with what everybody's saying altogether.
Yeah.
Like, but we have to remember there was staff that seen sketchy stuff.
But this is my question to you, sir. This is one of the problems I've had with the Michael Jackson situation.
right.
Why, if people really believe, if people care about kids, and this is where money changes everything.
Oh.
Why didn't they come out and say something to help those children? Why after the fact
Yeah.
do they now want to, now after the fact, when either Michael Jackson fired them because some of these folks got fired, or they either quit, and then after Michael is now buried and gone, now everybody has a tell-all story, like the one maid who worked for him who said, "Oh, I saw everything." Well, wait a minute. Wouldn't she be just as guilty as Michael when she did not report? There's a thing called, in my field, a mandated reporter. You see a child being molested, you are responsible to report.
But information, man. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
If am I stepping over your tone?
No, I'm listening. I'm
Just to let
listening.
everybody know, I have a social service worker background in college.
Oh,
too.
okay. Fantastic,
I don't
sir.
know where you're going at.
Mhm.
Information. I was gonna mention that too because my first year university, so like last year, I took a psychology course and they talked about how say if someone is growing as a child, if like a traumatic events happens or something like that, then they kind of get stunted at that age in a way.
That's true.
And then they kind of get stuck there, so they think that certain things are okay when they're actually not. Like as an adult, you wouldn't be doing stuff like that. But then if you're stunted at that mental age, then you think it's okay when it's not.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the audio. I think they call that Stockholm syndrome when you begin to identify with the person that's been victimizing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, whose microphone's that?
Is it
Oh, I think it's Alex.
Alex Express, I think it's your there was
That was
some
my earbuds. I
it's,
was looking.
sounded like we was going to space or something.
The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right that of people that have been victimized as children, they can grow up as adults and be in denial of it because they identify with the predator. And what makes this even more dangerous is because when you grow up and you look at a star or entertainer and they do this to you and you like them and you have some sort of praise for them, it's kind of hard for you to admit. Maybe you can make that argument that, hey, they actually raped me, but it's Michael. I like Michael. You know what I'm saying? So it's how do you distinguish between that, a person that's a star versus the regular person out here? You know, we make excuses for people who have that type of level of stardom. I have to admit that.
Yes.
See, the thing
We all
is-
do it. We all do it, right? We all have our favorites, and no matter how guilty they are or aren't, we're going to defend them, right? Because
Right,
we're
I mean-
fans, we're loyal.
Right.
See,
I mean, let's be honest, folks. Let's be honest. This is adult conversation here. Elvis Presley, when he got with, when he married, she was underage. Jimmy Lee Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that exactly.
No. If you go back and look at people like Elvis Presley and some of the old school entertainers of the 50s and 60s, like Jimmy Lee Lewis, they were messing around with underage girls.
Wasn't his cousin too? Did he marry his cousin? I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
But was it Priscilla that? Yeah, it was Priscilla, I believe that he was married to. When he met her, I think she was 16, and he kind of was soft dating her, and then the family let him marry her, maybe just before she was even 18.
And everybody looks
So-
the other way because it's Elvis, right?
Because it's Elvis, and I'm just saying that to say that for whatever reason, entertainers have been getting away with this stuff for a long time.
They get a pass. It's almost like they get a golden ticket to Willy
Jerry
Wonka's
Lee
factory.
Lewis,
It's true.
Pretty Balls of
Right.
Fire.
Yeah. Even let me tell you, I hate to bring this up, but this is just the truth. What's his name? The guy who used to play the guitar. He's the same. No, Johnny B. Good. What's that? He was a guitarist. You know him.
Yes.
BB King.
Not BB King. He was a good. It was God. Well, the reason why I'm bringing him up, but I wish I could think of his name. Remember, he used to play the guitar, and he would skip a certain way on the stage. He was a black man, and what was his name? He was doing the 50s.
Yeah, I could see his face, but I can't do
Chuck Berry?
Yeah, Chuck Berry. I think it was Chuck Berry. Remember, Chuck Berry had a thing for young girls as well. And during the 50s, as a black man, he got caught in a car with a young white girl. And he was about to go to, and he went, yeah. And I think he went to jail. And they were about to do something to him. We're talking about in the 50s, a black man, and he was in a car with a white girl who was actually somewhat underage.
When and
Yeah, this stuff yeah, these entertainers, boy, you never know what they're doing behind
Charlie
closed doors.
Chaplin. And what was Charlie Chaplin? The 30s? I don't know exactly.
20s, 30s, I think.
When Charlie Chaplin was famous, the English, everybody knows Charlie Chaplin is, right? The clown, silent films.
Yeah, silent films.
He was well known for going out with younger women too, and that's what got him in trouble. And he had to actually, the government, the CIA, actually went after Charlie Chaplin for one. That's the key issue they went after him for, and he got
Yes,
booted
sir.
out of the country. Basically, he had to leave America because of the underage girl
He got
thing.
exploited.
It's just a fact.
And like, here's the thing too, like in different parts of the world, like here, it's illegal. You can't marry someone who is underage. You can't sleep with someone who's underage. You can't say marry your cousin, stuff like that. Like that's like
Law.
that's law. You can't do that. But in other
See-
parts of the world, it's like normal. Like that's just what happens. People marry family and stuff like that. But that's normal for their part of the world too.
You have to go back and look with the Michael Jackson situation. We are never going to see a megastar of that magnitude for a long time. What he did was great as an entertainer, man. That hit us. That
Well,
hypnotized.
because his legacy started as a child, so there's so much legacy. Good luck trying to fill that time in those decades, right? I agree with you. I don't think we're ever going to see another star that big.
But when you
But that many
grab
decades.
the person, not the entertainer, when you grab the person and put him in that position that he was in, and if he like, and I don't know if Information Man is here, I don't know who's here, but is he still here, or I don't know if he's paying attention.
Yeah,
But
I think
Oh, yeah.
his mic's just off.
see, when he made that statement with the people around him not recording, it's just not that easy. When you're at this time of frame in the 80s, this magical time, you're getting all this money to go serve some eggs. You know, you're making all this money. At the same time, there's no Megan's Law. Right now, Megan's Law, you got $800. You got kids that got child services on speed dial. So if their mom just touched their skin at any point, they call them child services. All of that stuff in the 80s and 70s, non-existent. So the advantages that kids have now in terms of safeguards wasn't there. So when you have a maid
This is
that works
true.
there,
This
you
is
should have reported. What?
I'm
I'm sorry.
agreeing with you. This is true. Yeah.
Yeah, so the different time and errors. Now, in the mid 90s, Megan's Law kicks in and things are different. Now you see Michael kind of diverting and having kids and getting babies, because at this point, these cases are pending and accumulating, and he has to have that on his side. You know, when you love kids so much that you're sleeping with kids, then make your own kids. You're a man, you're 21 years old, make 5, 10 of your own kids and sleep with them all day. Don't bring and that's the whole thing. I cannot see above that. I respect information, man. I know he's listening. He's probably multitasking, but I cannot see above that. If I love kids that much, my job, my business doesn't let me have kids. I know you, Monstar, have kids. You did a great job with Molly, but my life didn't put me in that direction. And it's a hard job to do what you do, but it's even harder when your kids are abused by a megastar that has power and fame and fortune and money, and you're like, oh, let me just take the money. It's wrong for the parents to let the kids sleep there, of course, but megastars like Jackson, forget about it. We're not going to see them for a while. And like information man said, it's what was it, his secretary or his waitress or his staff should have reported them. Those are different times. There's no child services reporting like it is right now. There's no 800 numbers. People don't even have an idea. And it's Michael Jackson. In all honesty, I'm not gay. My niece is gay. I have nothing against gays. But if I was a kid and Michael Jackson was doing those things, I don't know. I'd be like, it's Michael, so it's okay. That power. My mom was abused. I don't want to bring this all about my mom, but my mom had money. She was a doctor in business. She had the power to move away, which she did at the end, but it was too late. She passed away. But she couldn't. The power that my dad had on her, I don't get it. He was smacking her around and then loving her, and she was just staying there. I'm like, let's just run away. At the end, she did that, but she died from she was drinking too much from.
She just wanted to show Amy her candle.
It's watermelon lemonade.
The guys have power on females. That's why they can't run away. They don't run away. They stay there and get hit, and it's a cycle. Like Oprah Winfrey said, they go round and round. Some people like Amy and Molly could be strong enough to leave, but my mom was the unfortunate one that she was terrorized, and to calm her nerves, she started drinking, and she had liver failure.
Oh.
Yeah, the point is, men have power, and Michael Jackson had power, a lot of power. He was magic. He was magical. So at that era, I could see it happening. There's no internet. There's no information coming. And then the parents were groomed. The parents are eating steak and shrimp in this bubble of no communication about who he is. He's in there with this magical thing with the parents living in there, having fun, merry-go-round, this and that, sleeping in a room. And it's just not the way. It's easy for us to talk about it now, which is unfair for Michael and for the people and the victims, because we're seeing it from our point. It's already done. We're playing, what's that, Amy? Monday morning quarterback, is it? Like, after the game is gone, we're like, we know everything now. Like, after the game or whatever. All I'm just saying is so much to say that you really have to write a script to do a show like this, because there's so much to say, and to freestyle it, we may say the wrong thing. So I kind of.
Well,
Amy, I like your owl.
I wanted to bring up this issue too, in Michael's development in relationships. I don't know how many of you realize this over the years. Michael's first love, when it came to a woman, and people need to pay attention to this, was Diana Ross. Yeah. Michael Jackson was infatuated with Diana Ross. I think that's probably I think personally, that might have been the only woman he really was in love with. Because remember, he acted with her as a child. He entertained with her as a child all the way into what was that? He did that movie The Wiz back in the day. He had a thing for Diana Ross, and he saw Diana Ross marry other men. So Michael Jackson had a little crush on her for years, and I think that might have impacted his development as well, because he never had the woman that he wanted. Now, that's my opinion. But if you really look at their relationship and how he looked up to her, there's even a rumor growing up in the community that I grew up in that Michael idolized Diana Ross so much that he was trying to almost look like her.
That
when you start seeing him changing his looks.
I could see that.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Well,
yes, that was sort of something that we said I grew up in a mainly a black community, and that was sort of the things that we talked about. that there was this relationship with him and Diana Ross, that she might have actually been his first, and that he almost was emulating her in some ways, even in the way he sort of started to look. And if you really analyze it, you may pick up on some of that those subliminal images.
I could see that. It kind of makes sense.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. I think like any community, when you have different entertainers and people, you get some insight into these folks, especially when you look at Motown and how Motown evolved and grew as a record label, as a record company. And a lot of those entertainers that came out of Motown back at that time, they were in the community. They weren't like stars today that are isolated. They actually lived in the community because, things were segregated at that time. So they couldn't isolate themselves from people in the community. People knew them in the community. You knew who Diana Ross is. Oh, Diana Ross lives right down the street here. And, so that's how some of those rumors and some of those things came out in the folklore within certain communities. That you can say that for anybody's communities. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's rock music, you have an insight into some of these people from the communities that they come from.
See,
that others may not have.
and I get that with Diana, but he also had a thing for that for Ryan O'Neal's daughter, the little girl.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, Tatum. And when Tatum said, "Look, Michael, tonight's the night," and I ain't talking about no Phil Collins song. Tonight is the night. And he like, oh, okay. And he even described it. He said, oh, when she took her clothes off, she was on me. I covered my face. I did. Look, you're 21 years old and you're vividly describing a private situation like that. That's kind of, cringy and awkward. Like he covered his face and then she got off and left and, they were friends. I don't even call that a girlfriend. I'm not even sure what to call that. But for him to say that in an interview broadly like that, and at the same time, he's covering the fact that he's coming off these child accusation cases, and he's correlating that with the fact that his childhood was taken from him and his adulthood was affected. So he could really have sex with females at that stage at 21 or whatever because of the fact that he didn't have a childhood. How can you correlate that with that? Like, keep that away from the child thing and talk about how you was abused as a kid or whatever. Don't bring females dysfunctional. First of all, Tatum was cute. Like, honestly, I had a crush on Tatum. I'm like, really, Michael? Something is wrong with you. And I'm not saying that he's guilty because of the fact that he made that statement in the interview. But it's just cringy for him to come out with this. Same thing with Joe.
What do you guys? I want to know what you all think of Lisa Marie Presley. Was that not whole marriage just for show, or am I wrong?
Can I ask you a quick question? Another quick question. Amy, does the owl have a name?
Yes. Does the owl have a name? Burning questions. We need to know.
No. Well, we need to name it. That's
okay.
By the end of this spring, we need to name the owl.
Let's say the
Patricia, Margaret. I don't know.
I don't even know.
I'm enjoying this. I'm learning so much from you guys. So continue to talk. Don't let me stop.
I just want to know what everybody thinks of Lisa Marie Presley and marrying Michael Jackson. Was that not just for show?
But they knew each other as kids. When she's trying to be a rock star, all of Michael Jackson kids right now got YouTube channels that we got more subscribers than they do. And they're the Jackson kids. His nephew doesn't even have that many subscribers. He does a live stream with a couple hundred people in there. Of course, he's doing live streams to defend the brand because it's bringing millions and it's a lot of accusations. But besides that, YouTube is not as easy as they think. Just because your dad was a superstar, you're not going to get millions like he did. He's dead and his channel has like 30 million subscribers and he's dead. Versus, so the point is this. Lisa at that point was trying to be big too. She wasn't going nowhere. And why not? Let's help out Michael. Maybe he'll change. The judge said, don't be with no more kids or you're going to be in trouble. In 1993, they got married. And the reason that they're broke, look at her interview. I told Michael, we're going on a trip. Don't bring no little kids. The next day, he's bringing all these kids to this trip. She left them. She said that Google it. I'm not, again, I
Yeah,
love
that's
entertainment, but there's so many things are going against him as a
Okay.
person. Oh my God, he's making me so hungry. What are you eating now?
As New York B said, Michael Jackson even talked like a child. He never developed social skills despite the gift for music and dancing.
I should watch that video. Like, that little kid that did the Pepsi commercial, that he went into Michael's room in 1987 and his dressing room. It was a commercial. And then Michael says, look at me. And that's the
Macaulay
kid
Culkin.
that he molested.
Who are you talking about?
Michael
Macaulay
Jackson did a Pepsi commercial with Macaulay Culkin. Is that right?
No, it's a little kid that won a contest in Australia that was a like a see, Michael Jackson holds all these underground contests that's not shown on television. He goes around the world like having these events by his managers that these little kids start dancing in, and he gives them little trips to Neverland, which is how all these accusations came about. One of these little kids became famous. So how he became famous was Michael Jackson picked him. To win the contest, you had to be 10 years old. But the little kid was 7, but he still could dance good as hell. So Michael said, you know what, he's good. He gave him the win, even though he's not 10 years old. Michael gave him the win and put him in a commercial and said, you know what, I'm gonna make you bigger than Steven Spielberg, because the kid wanted to be a movie star and a movie director and all that at 7 years old. So he's like, okay, you know what, his parents is thinking the same. He's talking to it. He's grooming his parents. He's grooming his kids. That's what predators do. They groom. If you got a 7-year-old kid, he's not going to do what you want unless his parents approves it. So Mike was calling his parents day and night, hours and hours on the phone, just to groom the parents. And then the parents come in the picture, the parents and the kid. Of course, he asked the parents, hey, can your kids sleep in my room, blah, blah. And again, I'm cutting out the fat. It's a process involved with this. But this is how it started. So that little kid.
Yeah, grooming. He grooms the kids, yeah.
And the parents, yeah, because you can't get a 10-year-old kid and say, hey,
No, like you said, the whole process called grooming. They get to it, yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So with the superstar kids, that's different. It's a Hollywood thing. The parents are like, hey, it's Michael's show business, sure. But with kids, that has nothing to do with show business, which is how he was doing it. He would go around the world doing all these contests. This is Michael Jackson, a person, not the superstar entertainer that we love. The person that we don't know. So, this kid, told him how for 7 years, he was sleeping with Michael, and the description that he gave is not good. And it's 2 kids that he did this to. After the kids were 11 years old, Michael didn't want them anymore. He brought in another young kid and then kind of pushed the other one away, and which was terrible. That's what predators do. Once you reach a certain age, you're not a kid no more. So the Michael situation, the person, not the entertainer, is, you're really going to look into. That's something we can. It affected me because I love Michael the entertainer and I grew up with him. So it's like weird. Like, I don't want to believe it, but this is the facts. That's what we're talking about. Like Amy said, we're not there. We don't know what happened.
Exactly. Overall, the truth is basically with Michael, who has passed away, but everybody has their own truth and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this topic is the defenders of Michael is the defenders of the entertainer. Bill Cosby, wow, the Cosby Show. In the 80s, he was bringing in girls from Colorado's Fort Lauderdale agency, 13, 16, 17 years old, giving them Quaaludes. And what he would do is say, hey, I'll pay for your college. Just go away, shut up, don't say nothing. I'm Bill Cosby. You don't got no money to fight me. The parents had no other choice. It's either that or, some parents didn't take their education because they had pride. But the poor parents were like, what the hell? The thing is, he admitted, I'm not making this up. In 2012, he gave a deposition, admitted to all this, admitted to the girls, to the people. He was giving them Quaaludes. First, he said he don't even know what that was, and now he admitted to that. The Supreme Court opened up this deposition from 2012, which is why he's in prison now. The allegations were just too, and he's from my hometown, from Philadelphia. I seen him when I was doing management for security for Temple University in South Alabama. I seen this man talking to the administrators. I seen the female lawyer that accused them of doing what he did. What did he do that year? He bought out the Philadelphia newspaper for one whole week. He put her cover story in the best section. If y'all know about newspapers back in the old days, nobody read the best section. He bought the newspaper. That's how rich he was. Bill Cosby, because what he did back then, I knew. Same thing with R. Kelly. We had a basketball court that R. Kelly would rent to play basketball for the inner city kids to group around him. And there, you had 20-year-old girls surrounding R. Kelly watching them play basketball as he rented out the Temple University basketball gym. And I'm doing security to keep out the people. But his boys are like, no, get these little girls in, these little 10, 15-year-old, 12-year-old girls. And he's getting numbers for these 12, 13-year-old girls. I'm like, well, it's R. Kelly. You know, this is in 1998, before all this big thing with the internet blew up, right? Now the internet put him in jail. You know, honestly, R. Kelly will be in jail because he falsified the records with Aaliyah. She was only 15 and he lied. That right there is a felony. So even if he clears the other cases, that last accusation that the state of Illinois sent him with, he's going to be in jail for 15 years minimum. He falsified a marriage certificate, which is a felony with a minor. So that was just the start of things. I seen R. Kelly floating to these young girls, getting the numbers, taking these girls to the 5 black limousine buses parked outside, in and out all night. Back then, I'm like, oh, they're going to get nice record contracts? Sure. Yeah, I know what kind of contract they were getting. But again, times were different back then. Now, with the internet, I could take pictures, videos, get information. Back then, it was none of that stuff. Same thing with Mike. These parents never had a chance. They never had a chance.
Things are different now. Way different.
That is way different.
R. Kelly is like a whole different other situation there.
So I want to know, what do you think of R. Kelly? Go ahead. I want to hear it.
That's,
Well, I don't know if Information Man is still here. I mean,
that's a whole nother situation. I mean, these
Yeah, I mean-
females were underage, but it wasn't to the fact like Michael Jackson's situation. They are not childs. I mean, but they are under 16. And am I correct? They are under the age of 16, some of them. Or were they 16 and up?
well, Amy, first of all, you look like you're 18, so I wouldn't even date you, right? You look so young, but
I'll take that.
the thing is, the looks, right? Their bodies are 18 to 20, but their minds is 13, which is unfair. You know, you're a man, grown man doing things. If you're 13 and 13, 18 and 18, it's kind of different. But to do that,
R. Kelly to me was more like trying to control the situation, control these women. That's my thing. And I guess if he can get them young, he would, right? To try and
Right.
control.
I've been watching these documentaries. They outed him, his whole staff, his whole organization. They were getting young girls at McDonald's and high schools for R. Kelly, underage girls. Obviously he can't do it. I mean, he could do something like a contest like Michael did. He could say, hey girls under 18, come to my studio to see how talented you are. He could do something like that. But when you're underage, you always need your parents' permission. With Michael, like Molly was saying, I mean, these kids are 10, 7, 8 years old. He did it for years at a time, sleeping with them in the bed. And if you want kids, Amy, if you want to have kids and do that with your kids, that's fine. If you want kids that bad, then get your own. Either adopt, like you did he did that at the end. He had no other choice. His brand, he was so broke that before he died, his last concert was going to be called "This Is It," but he passed away, of course. he was so broke that he had to do a concert. You know, his
Yeah, he was
brand,
so in debt. Yeah, he was so in debt. Yeah.
yeah. When you're the number one selling artist of all time and you're broke, and so then what does he do? You know, why is he broke? He's not broke. You know what he does? He goes on a
Shopping sprees.
show pretending that he's buying antiques. I want that. I want that antique. I don't care about the price. Oh, look at this book. I got this one already. He's pretending that he's broke because he's.
In that documentary, it showed him shopping.
Yeah,
He just pointed that.
He's like, I want this, I
They're
want that, I want
that's
this.
like 130,000. I don't care. That.
You see,
like, I
I'll
want
try to
that.
send you the documentary
We're not
sometime.
stupid.
It's a really good documentary.
You know what they did it? It's image control. Now, when people find out, because you know his finances could be public, it's easy to find out. When they find out that he's broke, that he's selling Sony records, he's selling publishing rights to other companies, his Beatles catalog to other companies because he's broke. We don't know why. He's paying off parents. He's in a situation that's not good. And unfortunately, I know he passed away, but there's so many things as the person against him that I just can't overcome and overlook. I love him as an entertainer. That's a whole different person. But when you go to that side, you know, he was so broke that he had to do that. It's a shame. I just can't believe it. You know,
Bad management with money.
no, his management is
You're
great.
really
It's
bad,
just
man.
his bills, his legal bills.
Just like,
Yeah.
okay, so with Britney Spears, a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
stuff's going on with
here's
that.
another story.
Britney Spears, after her 2007, what they would call a mental breakdown, where she shaved her head, she did whatever, she was put under a
I
legal.
think Amy needs to shave her head.
She was put under a legal conservatorship, I believe it's called, under her father. So her father manages her money. Her father manages everything because they basically said Britney is mentally unstable to control her own finances, and she doesn't have enough responsibility because of her mental state. So they put her under conservatorship under her father. And things were recently coming out where she would be doing like weird things and stuff like that. And people thought, oh, is she in danger? Like, what's going on? People would be saying, wear yellow in your next video if you're in danger. She would wear yellow, all this other stuff. Britney had to come out and say, I'm okay, it's fine. But this huge Save Britney thing came out because people were like, she's under a legal conservatorship of her father, and it's making her mental health worse than what it already was before and stuff like that. So a lot's going on with that as well, with conservatorships as well. So that kind of stuff happened. Oh, he's gone.
So what? Yeah, what do you think of if you have a mental illness, Amy? Do you think there should be somebody appointed by the court to look after your money and manage it for you?
I think so.
If you have a breakdown.
Personally, I believe
I
so.
think so.
Under the right
Yeah, but
under the right circumstances, but for how long though? So like you need to have a checkup every once in a while and continue to have checkups to make sure that the individual is in the right mental state to be able to control their own finances.
I heard Britney's
and stuff
trying
like
to
that
get
before.
the conservatorship back, but she can't.
She just failed the loss. Apparently, there was the whole court thing, and it did not go through.
There you go.
Apparently, on her end. So apparently, the conservatorship is still under her father after they fought it in court. That is what I heard, but I don't know if that's 100% fact.
I don't know.
But I do believe that if somebody is under a high amount of mental distress, that there should be somebody to look after something like that, because especially I know with like disorders like bipolar disorder, when the individual is manic, they tend to do very risky behaviors. So they tend to gamble a lot. They tend to
Have lots of sex.
do very risky behavior,
yeah.
shoplift,
Have sex with the opposite sex. I mean, with the same sex.
which they normally would not do.
Yeah, that's a fact. I learned that in psychology. Yeah.
So a lot of different factors that play into a conservatorship, but I personally, from what I've learned in psychology and from what I have witnessed, I believe that yes, that is something that should be allowed, but to an extent. Because for Britney, it's been how long? 13 years then it would be since 2007. So that's 13 years conservatorship. And people are like, oh, she's being controlled. She doesn't want to be with the individual that she's with right now, because there's like videos of her like working out with him and then him mouthing smile to her and then her smiling right away and just keeping working out and stuff like that. Like stuff that shows
Control.
that she's being controlled in a way. So people were really worried about that. But Britney came out with a statement saying, guys, don't worry. I'm okay. Everything's fine and stuff like that. But yeah, lots going on with that as well.
No wonder we don't hear any music from her and stuff like that. I didn't even know all that was going on.
Oh, yeah. There's also people saying that like in her
Do you have her on Instagram?
No.
Get her. She does some weird, sketchy stuff.
Still?
Still.
Wow.
I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Alex.
Taylor Swift, how her manager, that scum, he double-crossed her whole catalog. Like right now, any Taylor Swift song from 2 years ago down, not this year, but from 2018 all the way to when she started, he owns it. That means he'll get paid residuals, money, and he owns her catalog. I cried. Well, you know, I didn't really cry, but you know what I mean, Amy. When I saw that, I'm like, no, that's like the worst thing you could do to a person in the music business. Since I was talking about, you know, Britney, that's terrible.
Wow.
because some people go through say if they're bipolar, there's different levels of bipolar in which it is either highly manic, highly depressive, and then there's like the middle. So like there's like the middle ground.
So sorry, are you saying
And there's
Britney Spears is bipolar?
Manic, no,
Oh, I was just wondering why you're talking.
because with like finance stuff. So like there's a line of like normality. Everybody has their own normal, but like say the normality where it's your mood's regulated and stuff like that. Then there's manic, there's depressive, and then there's a high spikes, and then there's spikes in each direction, different levels. And when someone's say manic, they might spend like their entire life savings. They might sell their house, they might do all this stuff that normally they would never do. And then when they start dipping down, it starts to hit them, and then they realize, oh my gosh, like I just spent all my money, all this, all that. So that's why also when Britney had her meltdown basically in 2007, they were like, oh, we need to keep her under control so she doesn't do anything bad. So we have to monitor her social media, monitor this, monitor that, and everything like that. And it was, yeah. A lot happened there with that. Lots of legal stuff, apparently.
Go ahead, information man.
No, I was just going to say, if I could, you know, there's something to say about getting fame so soon at a young age and how some young people cannot handle that. And a lot of it has to do with how stable their family background is. If you look at most of these celebrities who fall off the wagon like this, you often will find a dysfunctional circumstance within their family. You said Britney Spears, you're naming all these people have dysfunctional family relations. Everything starts with family first. If that's dysfunctional, you'll have a dysfunctional child. Let's remember what's the young man who was on Different Strokes? What you talking about, Willis? He died tragically. I think he ended up.
I think that was Webster, right?
Not Webster. The God, I can't. I'm having a brain memories here.
He had kidney problems. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is what's sad about him. Eventually, he couldn't find work in Hollywood anymore, and he ended up becoming like a security guard. And then he got into it with some woman that wanted his autograph, and he didn't want to give her an autograph. Gary Coleman, right? Gary Coleman. Yeah. So Gary Coleman didn't want to be treated like the kid image that he played on air.
Yeah.
And he got himself in some trouble. But this is the thing that people forget about Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman had a dysfunctional family background. Matter of fact, when he was making a lot of money as a child star, his parents were stealing money from him. They blew all of his money.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
So what I'm saying to you is that whenever you have these entertainers that have dysfunctions, you can always connect it back to what's going wrong in the family.
Just like she was mentioning, whispering to me that the sister, the white girl from Different Strokes, I forget her name.
Dana Plato?
Yes.
Who played Kimberly.
Kimberly. She died of a drug overdose, and she was in porn and everything after being a famous kid actor, and then it all crumbled.
Right. All of them on that show ended up getting in. Yeah, they all got into trouble on that show. They were like cursed almost.
The tall guy too, Willis. Which about the Willis guy? Didn't he like beat somebody up with drugs or something?
Yeah, he had a drug. He was really popular back in the day, Alex. You know that he was a very popular young man. A lot of ladies liked him. Young ladies liked him. And then he got himself on drugs, crack, and really messed his whole career up.
Real cool, like always, like always handling the situation as a big brother. A very good actor, and yeah, you're right. He was very popular.
But I believe
one kid from the Goonies. What was his name? That one kid from the Goonies. He was in the Goonies. He was also in Lost Boys, right?
Yes, yes.
Lost Boys too, I think, and also Stand By Me.
Oh, is it Corey Haim?
Yeah, Corey. Yeah.
He talks a lot about the stuff that goes on in Hollywood with child actors and stuff like that. He talks about that a lot.
Well, remember, this is very important. Remember, he was friends with Michael Jackson, and he said that he was going to expose people in Hollywood, or what I call it, Hollyweird. And he was an advocate that Michael was not necessarily having sex with the kid. Now, sleeping in the bed with them is wrong. Now, this is a guy.
Corey Feldman, my bad. Corey Feldman, correct?
Exactly. Governor Fairman. This is a guy who grew up around, was around Michael as a young man. Yeah. And he said Michael never touched him. That's why I brought that point up earlier, that a lot of these celebrities. Let me just finish this point, Alex. Let me just finish this point. That's why I brought up this point earlier, that a lot of the celebrity kids that were around him, they always said that he never did anything to them. And he has grown up and said, everybody's talking about Michael, but I'm going to tell you what's really going on in Hollywood. You think Michael's the issue. And then all of a sudden we hear things about a Weinstein or whatever that guy that's touching actors. Yeah, he's
sexual predators. Yeah.
Yeah, he's touching Terry Crews. He's touching other men, and
apparently a lot of stuff in Nickelodeon too.
Right now, let me just make this last statement here. This is very important too.
No,
I don't know how many of you are familiar with Cat Williams. He's a comedian. He's gotten himself in trouble too. But however, this is where people sleep on Cat Williams. Cat Williams did a live on stage show that was videotaped. And he said that when he got introduced to Hollywood, he went to parties and he saw things that blew his mind. And he expressed those issues and said, I don't want any part of it. That's why Cat Williams has always been an outsider, an independent sort of guy, right? But he was telling us in the comedy all the weird stuff that he was seeing, and nobody paid attention to Cat Williams. Now we're hearing all this stuff now, and this stuff is real, folks. It's real.
But info man. See, when you made that statement about Corey, saying that, but don't forget 2 weeks ago, with all these new allegations, with these new documentaries, because of the fact that he's standing for the victims, that he cannot defend Michael no more. Google it, and you can find that statement. Maybe bring it up to your podcast. But that's a very, very that's pivotal. I think that's a pivotal statement.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take anything that informs me new information. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
and then the whole Epstein thing too, with the Epstein Island, the private island that apparently celebrities went to, and all that other stuff. There's also that whole thing. Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you the honest question, everybody. If Epstein had all this power and connections politically and in entertainment, and he raped a young lady out there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and he got away with it, they let him out of jail early. He got deals cut for him at the highest levels of the government. And then you have Bill Clinton and various politicians and well-known people that were at that island. And remember, you know, I'm just keeping it 100% real here. Donald Trump was friends with this man.
Oh, yeah,
do
big
you
time.
do you believe that people like Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and various other people that were there,
Royalty.
Royalty, too.
we would be silly to think that they weren't up in there, as they say, getting it in. Okay, they were getting it in. I believe they were getting it in, folks.
Well, I could tell you,
I agree with you.
yeah, if you're gonna go to a party that's about playing cards and dominoes, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be playing cards and dominoes.
Exactly.
Party.
Exactly. You're right. You're right.
Did you see the Netflix movie about Epstein? Who's seen that the Netflix movie?
I personally have not.
I've watched two episodes so far.
You've got to watch it, because he isolated those females where they would comply to whatever they wanted, because they said, wow, I can't get off this island. And they said that it was a known fact when he was flying the women in, that people out there in the Virgin Islands, they knew what was going on with this guy on his private island.
And
So-
don't forget the politicians do the same thing too.
Yes, that's why I believe the woman that he was involved with, who they
she's
now
in trouble,
arrested,
Yeah, she's in
I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up mysteriously dead, just like Epstein, because you know why? She could expose a lot of people. She's got
Imagine her little
names.
book. Imagine her
But
little
don't
book.
forget,
Yes,
Epstein has his little list. Had his little list.
He's gone now.
because she was
But
the
she-
one that was pimping out the girls for him.
who is that?
Big trouble. She's in big trouble.
You talking about his girlfriend?
The woman that was his confidant.
His assistant or whatever.
Right.
It is a
If you-
fact that
if-
women would feel more comfortable with a woman. So, like,
Right.
say if a man goes up to a little girl, they're gonna be like,
That's
"Oh my gosh,
grooming.
no, stranger danger." But when it's a girl, that they feel like, "Oh, like it's like mommy's a girl, like I can trust her and stuff like
It's
that."
called grooming. They were grooming
Yeah.
them.
Right. So if you look at the documentary, you have all the women in there are saying that she was the one that was recruiting them, and she would be the one suggesting that they do things like rub his feet, get in the bed with them, all sorts of bizarre stuff, right? And these were,
Massages.
And a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff too is that it'll be like, "Oh, well, if you like." In Hollywood, it's like, "Oh, well, if you do this for me, I can give you fortune and fame. I can give
I'll
you
give you a
all
job."
right.
I'll give you a job. I'll give you all this." And then people, when someone is at their very low,
That's
and
been
money
like that
rules
forever.
the world,
That's been
Right.
like that forever.
and money rules the world. Some people when they're at that low of a point, they would do anything to get money in their hands or for fame.
Am I wrong? Has there not been a known thing, a disgusting, gross thing? I'm going to throw that out there forever, known as the casting couch?
Yes, sir.
Oh yes. Hmm.
It's disgusting, but it's been around forever, and it needs to stop. And it looks like it's starting to stop. So great for that.
Right. What Epstein did, if you look at the documentary, his first victim was a young lady who was an artist in New York. And his wife and him or his girlfriend or his confidant took a liking to her and brought some of her paintings. And then they invited her over and hired her to be sort of a caretaker of their home. And then they sent her to France to go to school and paid for everything, which she felt loyal to them. And then they start doing the sexual stuff with her.
And the sick part is too is that if they're like, "Oh, well, if we get somebody who's really young, we can bring them up," thinking that something like that's like normal, and that's okay because that's what they
Grooming again. It's called
Grooming
grooming.
again.
Yeah.
But did he make her like his permanent girlfriend? Is that the one?
Again, Alex?
Did he make her like his permanent girlfriend?
They never said that she was like his girlfriend, but she was a woman that he was close to, and she was the one that was recruiting.
Ghislaine or something. Ghislaine.
Yeah, she had like short black hair or something.
Yeah, and I think she's from Europe, and what she was doing was recruiting the women, and then she would get the women to do things with Epstein. So she was in on it. She was in on it too. And then of course when he died, when he was found mysteriously dead in prison, and because of my work experience, I know that there's no way that someone got in there and did something to him. But
All
that's
the
another
security
story.
Cameras were down
Yeah.
coincidentally.
Yeah,
and
all
other
security
cameras
cameras didn't work.
Right.
actually
When
like,
where I work, when a guy is suicidal, we have him on suicidal 24-hour suicidal watch.
Yep.
Okay, we everything is being administered. The doctors are doing observations, the whole 9 yards. But then when he mysteriously died, she disappeared mysteriously, and then they found her now. And I would, like I said again, folks, I would not be surprised if she ends up mysteriously dead too, because she knows too much. She could actually implicate a lot of politicians and famous people.
So why didn't the FBI grab her and kind of seclude her and keep her safe to some extent? I mean, wouldn't she divulge some of this information? Wouldn't they want
Alex, as you know, there's dirty everywhere, man. There's dirty
Right.
everywhere. You
But-
don't think FBI people could get paid off?
But
Inside.
Alex, do you understand the extent when you watch the documentary? Do you understand the extent of the power that
money.
Epstein had? Epstein had presidents, princes in England. He had people that made big time decisions that were in his pocket that he was friends with.
Like New York B said. So why would they kill him in prison? With all that money, he could buy himself protection in prison, easy peasy.
No,
Why
sir.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Think about it like this. If you are a very wealthy man and you've got political connections to the highest level, all kind of connections internationally, and you're inviting famous people to your island and you're having sex with underage women, and you are indicted and you could possibly turn over state's evidence by squealing, don't you know that if he's connected to powerful people, they could set it up to have that man, let's just say, disappear, meaning he's not breathing anymore.
And
Because
especially,
look, you can
like you
pay.
said, if there's a group of people, if they all put their money together, money could buy anything.
Look, you could easily tell let's say you take a correctional officer or someone within the system, and you can easily tell them, look, how much do you make? Oh, I only make 70, 80,000 a year. Look, man, we're going to give you a nice retirement package. And guess what? Don't worry. We'll make it where nobody will know that you did it.
They
And
do
this
it
is
a lot
coming-
with autopsies
and
too.
this is
like,
coming
they'll
from-
pay off the
right.
foreigners and be like,
Right.
here's some money. Say that he died
Money
of a drug
talks.
overdose.
And if Epstein can bring the whole deck of cards down,
The whole deck.
brother, then guess what? There are people that are powerful that can fix some problems. Remember what I told you earlier? He got in trouble his first time in Florida, and they arrested him and put him in jail. He was supposed to do heavy time for that rape or whatever that molestation. And what happened? They said when they interviewed people in government, they said, how did he get out of this? It went into like higher courts where they gave him they cut a deal for Epstein. So
he knew too much information, and they were
So-
like, he knows too much information.
right.
we gotta-
So if he could bring down politicians, actors, and people within our high level of government, then guess what? They could make him disappear. Believe that, sir. Believe it.
Yeah, I believe it. Especially if there's a group of powerful men, right? So there's not only one man involved. There's a group protecting their legacy and what they have left, and they'll do
It's a-
anything.
It's a kebab. It's a kebab, whatever they call that term.
Yeah, kebab,
It's-
right?
Yeah, it's a kebab of all these networks of people that are connected that say, Epstein, he may talk. We're going to have to shut his mouth up permanently.
like connection of a network to protect the corruption?
Like
Yeah.
this, Alex. Let me tell you this too, sir. In the prison environment,
Mhm.
and I've seen this, you have guys at Pelican Bay Prison, which is a maximum security prison in California, where I live in California. That's the maximum security. It's part of California corrections. You have guys that are in max custody shoe terms that are getting out information to other inmates in other prison systems to take out certain individuals they deem as rats. If other inmates can do that to other inmates within the prison system, what make you think that powerful people can't make sure that Epstein is quiet, Manito, sleeping with the fishes?
And the thing is, too, is that what people will do is they will dig in and find out what is their weakness. what has happened in their past that would make their death be like seem realistic. Like if somebody had a past of drugs, they'll be like, oh, well, we'll have this person die of a drug overdose since that they have a past of that. It won't be as suspicious. Or if they have mental health problems, they died of a suicide and stuff like that. So it's not as suspicious, and people are not like, that's weird. You know what I mean?
If they can't bribe you with money to make you go away and to shut up, then the next thing they do is what? They have to eliminate you altogether.
Yes. Dad coming in hot.
Sometimes they'll just skip that whole finding out stuff and just whack you.
Right. Let me throw this on the table. How many of you, we have people in this country that are inventors, that invent incredible things every day. Do you realize that there are inventions that people have created that we've never have heard of? Because if it goes to public use, it could hurt the money of other companies. So there are companies out there that will come to you and say, look, we'll pay you a fee to never bring your technology to market, just to go away, because their technology is going to hurt the bottom line of that other corporation. This stuff happens all the time.
But that's why antitrust laws are in place, though. What you say?
What'd you say, Alex?
That's why antitrust laws is in place to prevent any situations like that. I mean, you just can't offer a company.
But Alex, Alex, if you invented, let's say, for example, you invented some type of fuel that's not gasoline, right? That can revolutionize the car industry without us needing to use gasoline forever, right? Or electric. You created some special liquid, right? And the car industry, the cartel industry of the car industry comes to you and say, Alex, look, this is what we want to do. We're prepared to write you a check and let you go off in the sunset and enjoy your retirement right now. Not to bring this to market. And this is what we're going to offer you. Now, if you don't do that, sir, there's another alternative for you. And that could be an unfortunate alternative.
They kill people. Yeah. It's true, they have.
And something too is that people have talked about for like a long time now. And people still do talk about it, in which with cancer research, they're like, wow, there's been like billions and billions of dollars raised for cancer research. And it seems like we haven't really gotten that far with it.
Yes.
So like, people are saying that there actually already is a cure out there, but because the medical industry makes so much money off of individuals who have cancer, that they haven't actually come out with it because they're making such a big market on it.
Right.
You know what I've always said about conspiracies? In the end, follow the money.
Right.
Follow the money. Am I wrong?
You're 100% right, sir. But I'll do you one bigger than that. What is the biggest medication that's sold across the counter or that we can pick up right off our shelf more than anything, and there's no cure to it? So they tell us. What's the biggest medication that people purchase?
I was going to say insulin is what I was going to say, because they talk about insulin a lot too, but like Advil, painkillers, antibiotics.
Over the counter, he said.
Well, no, not just over the counter, but you can buy it off the shelf, I think is what I should have said.
Maybe my guess would be
isn't it over the counter, buying off the shelf?
Buy it off the shelf is what I meant to say.
Gas related stuff.
I would say the allergy medications.
No. Guess what? When you go to Target, Walmart, or any store, and you go into their medicine section that you can buy medicine off the shelf, what's on there more than any other medicine? Cold medicine, flu medicine, right? Cold, head and cold. There's all types. Daytime cold medicine, nighttime, NyQuil. I mean, a variety. Now ask yourself this. Why is there no common cure to the cold? Because
the common flu.
Because there's too much money to be made.
There's too much money to be made in cold and flu medications. They make their most money off of those basic medications because why? Everybody gets a cold once in a while. You don't die from it, but you catch a cold, right? And so ask yourself this. Pharmaceutical companies are not in the business to make you a cure. There's no profit in a cure, only profit in giving you something to live with the disease that you have.
And the thing is, think about this, that they say that they've already done like trials and stuff like that for this new virus, and that they already have a vaccine that they said works. They don't know the long-term effects of it, but then there's different things that have been around for years, even decades, that they still haven't figured out how to cure it and how to fix it and stuff like that too.
Let me give you one even better. And this is not conspiracy. You can actually find this on the government site, not some site that someone created. When we look at the CARES Act bill and all these politicians, Republicans and Democrats, that are saying, oh, we got hit by a rock here. We didn't know this was coming. Bullshit. I'm going to tell you why. Go and do your research on the HR 748 bill. Donald Trump signed that bill, which is the CARES Act, into law on 1/24/2019. Why did they sign the CARES Act a whole year in advance if they did not know that the COVID-19 was coming down the pipeline? If you don't believe what I'm saying, folks, look up HR's Bill 748. The government site will come up. It was signed 1/24/2019 by Donald Trump with the Democrats and Republicans gathered around his Oval Office. I kid you not.
Is this the bill where if crap hits the fan, martial law takes over and it's divided into 10 different sections?
No. The CARES Act is the stimulus package that was given to you and me. $2,400 if you're a married couple, $1,200 if you're single, and if you filed your taxes properly. Okay. It was also the act that gave corporations money. Do you know that the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve gave banks $1 trillion a day? You can look this up on PBS NewsHour. So this package was put together to first make the corporations whole and to give me and you peanuts and popcorn. And Donald Trump, along with the Republicans and Democrats, signed this bill a whole year in advance. And now they're acting like they didn't know this was coming down the pipeline. Why would they sign that?
Just like, I think it was 2015. President Obama said we need to be ready for another some sort of global pandemic will be happening, and we need to be prepared for it and ready for it.
They had a 69-page bill that Susan Rice dropped on Donald Trump's table. And check this out too. The military knew that something was coming down the pipeline, as well as the intelligence agencies. So what I'm simply saying is, if you look this bill up, the HR 74884 or 748, you will notice the date. It's a whole year in advance. Why would they put that bill together a year in advance if they did not know that something like this was about to happen? And then they act like, for me and you, as if, oh, we just put this together. It was a struggle for us to put this together, citizens. No, you already had it planned.
See, we have the luxury. I don't know if everybody.
We live in Canada.
If everybody knows on the panel, we're Canadian.
Oh shit! You guys are getting 3,000. You guys are getting 2,000 or 3,000 a month. My God!
Right. We're very well looked after here in Canada.
Oh my God, man! I wish we were getting what you guys were getting. I admire what your government is doing for you. I've actually I did a video about this where I made that comparison and contrast as to what your government is doing for you all and what our government's not doing for us.
Basically what happened was, as soon as this whole thing hit really bad, our prime minister was like, okay, this is not up to our premiers, so like our governors type thing. Basically the federal government took over and was like, okay, we're shutting things down.
Yeah, we basically listened to the federal health science minister, and it all rolled down. It wasn't the other way around. Well, I'm on the outside looking into America, and I see your governors have way too much leeway in deciding what's right for their territory, and that's not the way to approach this thing, because Canada is doing very well in the COVID battle. I'm just going to throw that out there. But we've had 100 cases. I live in a city in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. 120,000 people. We've had 100 cases and 1 death. one COVID death. So we're doing something right here.
What you're doing right is that you have your country is doing what America is not doing, which is nationalizing the approach to doing it. What's happening in America, I'm just going to keep it real with you. What's happening in America is that the governors that are for Trump in the red states, they are saying, "Oh, we don't believe this. Let's open up the state." And all the blue states that are run by Democrats, they're following what the science is saying. And so that's the problem. This is all, we're allowing politics to actually kill our citizens in America. I hate to scream.
Instead of like
following the science.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you a question since you're Canadian. What do people in Canada think of our government and how Donald Trump, or just how we're handling COVID? Are you saying to yourself, those people are crazy in America?
Pretty much. If you want the honest truth, I'll speak honestly. Yeah, we're just we're not happy about it. We're not saying, "Ha. You guys are our big brothers. We have got nothing but respect for you guys." I have family in the United States, and I think most countries have, family either back and forth, a lot of relations, and we're just more disheartened is the best word. Disheartened, like we can't believe the science is being pushed aside for the politics and vote. Wow. I'm disheartened. I'm sad for you guys more than anything. I'm not like arrogant about it. I'm not like happy about it. I'm sad. I really am.
Like here in Canada, basically we went through like each individual phase, like you would do, where it's like, okay, we'll slowly open it up a little bit, and then we'll open up a little bit more, and then we'll open up everything with these different guidelines, and there's mandatory masks all inside, all this other stuff. But I feel like Canada handled it well in the way that we were learning from other countries and taking the science.
Federal approach.
A federal approach.
You guys are doing territorial approach, and it's not working out very well, so you got to change your strategy. That's all I have to say.
Well, the only way that strategy gets changed is that you have to have a president who looks at it from that point of view, and that's the only way. But this is the thing that's crazy. Let me ask you this question. In America, we have people that are angry about having to wear a mask when they go into a public space. We even had a guy in a Walmart pull out a freaking gun.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any of this nonsense happening in Canada?
Occasionally. We do have our whack bars. We do have our crazies.
Yes.
We do have mental illness. I live in a city with the highest addiction in Canada, the highest murder rate per capita.
Wow.
People are murdering people here. I live in a pretty messed up city, but
yes,
I still feel safe in it. I know it's weird to say. I still feel safe in it because the people killing people are people that know each other 95%. It's not some stranger breaking in, killing you.
Right.
It's personal. It's a
Those are
personal.
the most dangerous ones.
a lot of it's drug related as well.
Addictions are like a big part of that.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but we are and I work in mental health. Our suicide rates have jumped up in America because of COVID. People are killing themselves because of that and being out of work, their bills, the stress, and being isolated from people because we're, indoors. And we have a serious problem in America with the suicide rates that spiked.
In our city, two weeks ago, the Thunder Bay Police had to come out with a statement saying, okay, this is not good. There is a very high amount of suicides and suicide attempts.
Suicide on top of the addictions, on top of the murders.
Right now,
suicide rate.
and people are they're giving out resources. There's such a huge increase because people are losing their jobs. People are isolated. People.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Alex.
Because of the COVID or because of the drugs? Why?
Perfect storm.
Perfect storm. All of it.
Oh man.
Businesses were crumbling, especially our city has a lot of small businesses as well that are crumbling that will not be opening back up because of COVID and everything like that.
A lot of people losing jobs, unemployment. We have the problem. We have the same problems America does, believe me, but on a different level. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just not. It is bad, but it's not bad at the same time. I don't know how to even explain it.
But yeah, our police department in our city had to come out with a statement saying there has been a high amount of suicides, and I seen a lot actually with young youth as well, with suicides. In the US, there was a girl that recently did, who was my age, actually 19, who did because of isolation and because she just didn't like being isolated. She was started to get depressed and stuff like
So that's
that.
called mental illness.
So she had mental illness.
There you go. Things aren't perfect here, that's for sure.
No. But we slowly started opening back up. We're opened up.
We're on phase 3 here.
I'd say 90% opened up, just because like the movie theater isn't opened up. None of that kind of stuff's open.
But we're following all the social distancing rules and
Yeah.
sanitation rules and masks in indoor public spaces.
Yeah.
So are you working or unemployed?
I'm presently unemployed at the time. Long story short, I won't get into it. I have reasons that I can't work. I'll leave it at that. And she's going to university.
I'm starting my second year of the second year of four for
It's too long of a story.
nursing. For nursing. So I'm going into my second year. So that's going to be really rough, and I will not be able to juggle a job with that. So next summer I will be working though.
My niece has became a LPG something license.
Oh, like a
practitioner.
licensed nurse practitioner, like an
Yeah, that licensed
nice.
practical nurse, something like that.
Practical nurse. Here,
LPN.
that's a 2-year program at the college, and then I'm in a university
Oh, yeah.
course that's 4 years to become a registered nurse. That's a collaboration with the college, so I could take courses at the college or the university. And because all the university classes were filled, I took them all at the college. But
For her, it was hard. You know, sometimes when you're a youngster like that, I was trying to help her, but it was really hard.
or
At the same time, yeah, when she graduated, she stayed in New Jersey, and this past January, I didn't know I had the COVID, but we spent Christmas together. Great, nobody was sick, and when 2 days, man, like I usually take 3 days for me to get sick with the flu. So whatever I had, it just came out of nowhere, and I was afraid to go back there because I didn't know what I had, first of all. So after, and she was telling me that everybody was getting sick, like in January before the COVID was classified here in the United States. And, when I woke up, I couldn't breathe. I was in my truck. I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost died with all the fluids inside, like in my lungs. And, it was really hard for me. So I used the Vicks respirator. I actually thought I had the flu. I went out jogging. My lungs hurt. It felt like somebody was punching me. And the next day, every time I got up, the next day it was worse. It'll go away, then it'll come back. It'll go away. I had it for like 2 straight months. Of course, in February, it was classified. And then in March, everybody started doing that, social distancing thing and the mask and all that. Then everybody shut down. The whole industry here, everybody went home and unemployment. They were getting $600 extra to stay at home. And from there, that's when I realized, like, this is some stuff that could kill you, because I work out, which I've been blessed. I got strong lungs from working and biking. I got bikes in here in my truck. I run, I jog. If it wasn't for that, in all honesty, an average person that doesn't work out could die from this thing if you get the severe case of it. Hey, information man. So, at that point, I knew something was fishy. For me to get sick in 2 days, out of nowhere, out of the blues, whatever was going around, was not prevalent. Nobody knew about it. So I'm thinking, I'm going to the Planet Fitness, I'm lifting weights, and I feel like I'm freaking dying. I said to myself, whatever this flu is some serious case, of the whatever's going around. So evidently, it was classified as COVID-19, and my phone.
gosh.
I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I feel bad for people that gets it because like I don't know if you saw the Pink thing when she was on Ellen crying because you can't go out. You imagine being stuck in your house. As a driver, I was blessed to go around the United States, even with this epidemic. It was really, really scary to see everything like a ghost town throughout the United States because
Canada like was on total lockdown. We weren't basically allowed to leave unless it was for groceries or like
Unless it was essential, you were not allowed to
like
leave.
medicine, food,
Medication.
There was at least 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It was like a ghost town, like you said. The streets were empty.
It was so. I went to go get groceries one early morning. This is when the whole toilet paper thing was going on.
It was like
So
a
I
zombie
woke up
apocalypse.
to go to the store at 8 a.m. So I stood in line at
Hey,
like
information man. Good
I
to see
stood
you.
in line waiting to get toilet paper because everybody was piling up on them. Also, the first day that I did go to get more toilet paper, of course, they did not get their shipment in that day, but I went the next day and they had it. But there's nobody outside. Nobody. And usually at that time, people are going out to work. It's super busy.
It
The
was
Tim
like a zombie
Hortons,
apocalypse.
the Tim Hortons, which is like basically like a Dunkin' Donuts, but like Canadian, they was dead. Everything was dead. It was quiet. There was no vehicles outside. It was the weirdest thing ever because in our city, there's always cars. It was a busy street.
The government pretty much said, if you don't, we're going to charge you or possibly arrest you.
Yes.
So we listened to the government, and now we're in a good position. Well, that's all for now. Knock on wood. It could change any minute, right?
Because the thing is, too, is that, like, I've seen a lot, like, because they're opening schools up. Okay, so they're like, let's shut down all the schools at 1,000 cases. But then they're like, there's, like, a lot of cases now. Let's open back up the schools. Which I don't think is the best idea because we have seen that in the U.S., schools start in August. And I think different parts of Canada, some schools starts in August, but at least here it starts in September.
After Labor Day.
After Labor Day. So basically, we're seeing that schools are opening back up. Kids are getting sick. Teachers are getting sick. These college kids are having these huge parties and just having no regards for that there's even a virus going on. There's these huge host parties going on that the police have had to raid. There have been huge college parties.
It happened near Toronto.
Oh, yeah. No, it happens here too, but I'm
not as much.
Not as much. But schools are opening back up. People think that everything's back to normal when it's not. Like, sometimes I need to think to myself, like, oh my gosh, like a global thing is going on right now.
Well, I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. Let me just say this to you. I'm in Northern California, so I work close to where the fire has been happening in California, in the Vacaville area. So I've been kind of blessed because I'm essential worker. So I never lost income because of the kind of work that I do, and I'm blessed, and but I do feel for people out here in the States where I live that are struggling because we have a freaking idiotic government that wants to take money away from people in terms of unemployment by cutting down the amount that they get, when
that's true.
Unemployment comes from out of your check from you working in the past. So they're actually playing around with your money. How crazy is that?
It's an advance. Let me ask you, Infoman, be honest. Like, we have a female vice president candidate. You got Biden. I actually think that combination is better than what we have. I don't know. What's your opinion?
I'll say this to you, sir. I just believe whether it's Democrat, Republican, it's the same bird of two wings, left and right. Donald Trump. Do I like Donald Trump? No, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't think that Biden is knowing the history that I know about Biden and a little bit of the history I know about Kamala Harris when she was a Attorney General of California and District Attorney in San Francisco, where I grew up.
That's why I asked.
I'm a little I would say that they're collectively better than Trump right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the problem, and I'll say this one but, and that is we still have a broken political system in America where we still get screwed by either Democrats or Republican at the end of the day. This guy, I'm going to say it like this, and it may offend some people. Republicans screw you with Vaseline, without Vaseline, while Democrats screw you with Vaseline.
I'd rather have none, but you know, if you give me a choice,
You're going to take the Vaseline, Alex.
yeah, I'm going to vote for Biden. Then I mean,
In Canada, we have a three-party major system, 3 parties.
Right. I mean, look, Donald Trump is doing things that are unprecedented. He's doing things his way. He's acting like a dictator. He's messing around with our postal department. Why would you mess around with the postal department unless you are trying to suppress the vote?
You're right. Exactly.
So with that said, he has to go. And we'll see what happens, Alex. I'm gonna get off the panel. I really enjoyed talking to you all.
It was nice meeting you. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Good talk.
Thank you.
Mom
and
Star Sports and Entertainment, thank you. And Amy, thank you. Alex, I gotta catch your show, man. This is the thing about YouTube that bothers me. If you don't go to a person's channel repeatedly, they'll fall out of your rotation where they'll never come up on your search.
That, even if you do, the in between people that come to your channel and then the interaction there, those hundreds also take away from the algorithm sending you back either to me or to you. So it's just not you or me not visiting consistently, because even if you visit me once, that once is enough. But if you got more, like your channel is big, so is Monstar. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people coming in. So now it's redirected, which is fine. I mean, I'll find you through my subscription. The only thing is I got to keep looking down. You know, usually when I'm driving, I see whatever's in the top and I grab it and go. You can ask Amy. Sometimes I go weeks without going to her channel because I got so many influx of people coming in and out that I lose it. I lose my favorite channel. That's the hardest thing. You know, you may have to, you know, just deal with it. It's not like we don't care for each other or for Monstar. They know I watch their channels, but it's just like the in-between stuff that we get hit with. And then if you're in a situation like me, I just grab whatever I see first. You know, I love your channel, but the thing is, 10 years ago, I would have been watching Monstar and your channel day and night. But with the power of choice of millions of choices, it's hard to do that now. And that's why I'm not mad at you.
No hard feelings at all.
Right. Have any of you seen the latest YouTube put out a video? It's in if you go into your studio, you'll see the video where they're saying that they're making improvements to the notifications. They're talking about getting rid of the email notifications because they've done studies that show that it's not really working. And I've had a problem with their notifications. Hopefully we'll see a difference in the amount of people that come over to our channels with them fixing this system and making it better.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that on the new update. I'll keep that posted.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
okay,
I'm gonna get ready to get off, and I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
you.
See
I
ya.
gotta get up in
All right,
3
see
hours,
you.
so I'm gonna go to sleep.
Thanks for the discussion.
So I think Amy went to sleep. I don't blame her. I know she's
I'm
tired.
here. I'm here.
Amy, one
Did she
night.
wake up?
All I'm saying is
I had to
I don't
eat.
see her face. Oh, oh man. Hold on, let me clean my
he
glasses.
goes away for like 5 minutes, comes back.
Let me
At
clean
least
my
you know.
glasses. Amy looks-
Shall set you
I'm sorry. Let me clean my glasses. Amy looks like 1991 Michael Jackson.
I was thinking it, but I didn't say it.
Well, see, that's the difference between me. I would have said it. You should have whispered it.
I haven't had enough wine to.
I didn't want to change the subject. That's why I didn't want to come back
Oh,
on.
yeah, you didn't want to scare everybody
I
away.
love
I
that.
got it.
All I'm saying is with political stuff, I personally cannot speak about any of it because I am not educated enough on the topic. So I just don't speak about it because I don't know enough information. I'm not educated enough on the
Well,
topic. So I just shut my mouth.
I know all about politics.
just shut my mouth
I know U.S.
'cause I don't know
politics. I know
anything.
European politics. I know Canadian politics.
I know where
watch
my
it all.
lane is, and this is my lane, and this is my lane.
Hey,
And this is
hey,
I
Monty,
did-
even if you get Monstar 2, I still watch you, even if you be like basically talking about politics or cooking the eggs or helping Amy wear her Michael Jackson mask. I mean, I think you
Jamal.
I'm expecting for the dance.
Come on, do the moon. Now you owe us a moonwalk if you're gonna tease us like
Yeah,
that.
do some moonwalk. Come on, I think we catch you. Do one moonwalk. Come on, Amy.
Blaze said I look like the
Oh, you did not just
Blaze
say
said
that.
I look like the Joker. I'm sorry, guys. I had to eat and do my mask. So
I hate when you're
Okay.
doing a mask and then it gets like really hard and you can't like move your
Okay,
face.
I don't care that you ate, but as a chef, I have to know what you ate now. You have to tell me.
Cucumber.
oh, just leftovers. Nothing big.
What's the left? What's
See,
the
I
left?
feel bad.
That's too vague.
How did you have leftovers? You weren't home.
I had stuff in my fridge that I warmed up.
Last week's leftovers.
She was stuff in her fridge from before she left.
Oh no! That's why I just thought. I'm like,
Amy's-
wait a minute. Didn't
Amy's
you just-
cheating death.
I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't you just get home? How the hell do you have
Yeah,
leftovers?
Amy's just looking at the leftovers and she's like, I'll take
Hey,
the
hey,
I'm
Mobstar.
gonna take the risk.
So was it worth it?
Mobstar, get ready to hit the 911. I think that white thing, it might be salmonella poisoning.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh no!
That was a joke.
Diaper stream or something. Oh no!
I know, right?
I had to put
That
something.
was a joke.
It
You
wasn't
had
big.
what?
What? Tell
I had
us.
to put something in my stomach, but it wasn't like big or anything like that. So
So what was it that's old? I gotta know.
it's not old. We'll talk about it later.
Oh no!
It's okay. The other day I was like, I want to have my classic childhood snack of Cheese Whiz on bread. I was like, I want to have my classic
Oh,
childhood.
God.
So I reached to the back of the fridge and I was like, we just moved, mind you. I grabbed from the back of the fridge and I'm like, yes, Cheese Whiz. I'm going to munch this down. And I looked at the back and I was like, that's 3 years old. I was like, that expired 3 years ago because I don't know why. So I threw it out and then I ended up having like peanut butter and jam sandwich and a singular dill pickle that was left in the
Okay.
fridge.
Now here's a big debate. If you're gonna have peanut butter and jelly sandwich, what kind of jelly? I gotta hear.
Strawberry or grape.
What, Amy?
Strawberry.
Amy, that's my girl.
Alex,
Yes.
strawberry or grape with your peanut butter?
Look, I'm a little bit of Spanish and white and Native American. I eat jam.
Ooh, banana jam with the peanut
Oh.
butter.
No,
My grandmother used to make a pineapple banana jam.
marmalade.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh my god, I love pineapples. Oh, it's so
Pineapple
good.
jam tastes good. I had that before.
Amy, have you had the pineapple banana?
I never had pineapple banana.
Oh my God.
That sounds good.
It's amazing. My grandmother used to make that.
Hey, Molly, I you know her about her story. 2 weeks ago, I grabbed some bread and I put some peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and marmalade, the grape, and I'm spreading it around, and it tastes great for the first 2 minutes. Then after that, I saw some green stuff behind it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I think I just ate like 3 bites of what do you call that stuff in the bread that gets old?
Moldy.
Mold?
Mold.
Yeah.
Oh,
3
no.
bites of mold.
Well,
You'll be fine.
it's like penicillin at that point. Mold is penicillin. It helped you.
You basically
Well-
just built an immunity to it. You're gonna be fine for the rest of your life.
You're good. You're
You're
good.
Yeah. Well, that fucked me up. I threw that shit out so fast. I think the humidity, when you go to Florida, you get that was like in Miami. That was the same day I was gonna take Amy some shrimp and steak,
You
But it was
should.
too
I'm
late.
sure she would have appreciated it.
but it was just too late. I'm sorry, Amy. Next time I'm gonna bring you
No problem.
some
Okay.
velvet dessert.
You got to hear what she just said about me.
I just said that my dad acts like my father, but also a really annoying older brother. Stop! Trying to pick my nose. Jeez.
She's not wrong. She's not
I
wrong.
know, right?
I
And
appreciate you
I'm
guys.
gonna bring you some. What's your favorite dessert, Amy? I know you like chocolate, right?
I like
Cheesecake.
cheesecake.
Oh, I
Chocolate
got,
cheesecake.
I got it.
Cheesecake. I love cheesecake.
Oh my god. I'm gonna bring you some.
Creme brulee, I would. The things I do for creme brulee. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I'm gonna bring it from Chicago. I'm gonna save you some Chicago cheesecake, and I'm gonna go to New York of a Junior's. Get you some real New York Junior's cheesecake. Best cheesecakes in the world.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, then I'm gonna charge you $100 for each.
And then I have to live with Molly, and she throws pies on the floor when I'm not around. Like we have
Why?
she's throwing like pies on the floor, and
I'm sorry, the
My God.
doesn't work. 'cause it's-
What about Nutella on toast? I love Nutella.
Wow.
Yes.
I'd rather eat Nutella on a spoon, straight up.
I like peanut butter on a spoon.
You too. See, I do peanut butter and Nutella on a spoon.
I appreciate you guys today.
Okay.
Discussions. They were so informative. I enjoy that. I know a lot of people probably, one-sided or whatnot, but I learned a lot from what you guys were talking about today. So, like,
Well,
I
we
really,
went from
even though I was on here and discussing, I was really,
Yeah.
really good, you guys. But the discussion was really, really good. I enjoyed that. I really did enjoy it.
Amy, we started from plastic surgery, Prince and Michael.
You started
Come on.
it, Alex.
No, I didn't. Sit up. I didn't. You was there too. You even got his mask on. You can't talk. Look at that face. I want to see a moonwalk. Come on, hey, Monster, let's super chat her.
I can't.
I can do a moonwalk.
I'm a super
Okay,
chat you.
you're not gonna at least go Shimon.
You
Whee!
should more.
At least
Shimon,
give us something.
show me more. Shimon, come on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Super chat.
you're hilarious. Yeah, don't forget the ice cream. New York, we said.
Hey, we got more super. Yo, your chat is getting bigger again. It went from 7 to 14. Let's keep talking about cheesecake. It worked.
No, it was the mask. The mask brought them all the
Oh
boys.
yeah,
to
see
the
if I
yard.
said about the
She brought all the
moonwalk.
boys to the yard.
Oh my, hold up. It was the mask.
One mess brings all the boys to the yard, and then oh my gosh,
Look at the hoop earrings.
the hoop earrings are
Dude,
swinging,
yeah.
dancing. Love that.
And the ice cream. New York BA, don't forget the ice cream, yo. What's your
Oh.
favorite ice cream? Which one would you like?
He's like, is it dry? Is it
If I
dry?
had to pick,
Try
ice
it.
cream,
Like a
it would be
mint.
bubblegum ice cream. Bubblegum. Blue bubblegum ice cream.
I never had bubblegum ice cream.
You never had blue bubblegum ice cream?
Never.
You've never lived.
Italian chef.
You haven't lived.
I have to try that.
Or cotton candy. Have you had cotton candy?
I had cotton candy before.
It's pretty close to me. It's similar.
Interesting.
I like the strawberry with the chocolate in there, mixed in with the vanilla.
Oh,
I like peanut butter fudge.
Neapolitan.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't like strawberry ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream
love
with the
strawberry ice
strawberry
cream.
sauce, but I don't like strawberry ice cream.
Strawberry ice cream's
I
good.
don't know why.
Amy gonna get a nice fat AdSense with this little live feed in here.
If you had to pick one flavor of vanilla milkshake, what would it be?
Strawberry.
Banana.
What was the question?
One flavor of vanilla milkshake on your deathbed, what would it be?
What flavor of milkshake?
Damn, Monster on the deathbed. What the hell?
On your
That's a
deathbed.
joke.
On your fucking deathbed.
The
So
last
let's
ice
be
cream
serious.
ever. I don't think it really matters at this point. You're
It's-
fucking dying.
You're right.
Milkshake.
Maybe
I don't
we
think
are on your deathbed. I know. Take it day by
Banana.
day at this point.
For sure, banana. Love bananas.
Well,
Like if you was a deserted island and the plane crashed, you landed on Gilligan's Island, what brand of milkshake would you take?
I would go straight up vanilla. I love
I like
vanilla
vanilla
milkshake.
too. I like
You
vanilla.
do?
I like vanilla and banana.
Banana's not bad. Banana's a good
Depends,
choice.
but it has to be like banana.
Like
it
real
can't be
banana.
that crap.
Not banana flavor.
Can I say a fun fact really
Not
quickly?
banana flavor, but a real banana in it.
So here's a little fun fact for you. You know the banana flavoring, how it does not taste like banana? Apparently that's what bananas used to taste like, but because a parasite kicked in that caused an entire species of banana to go away,
Welcome to Nerd TV here. See what I got to
Oh
deal with?
God, we're talking
Man,
about
hey,
bananas.
Amy.
the whole
Oh
species
Lord.
of banana was wiped out because the parasite
Yeah, Amy,
started eating a new type of banana as humans. So since we started
Man,
doing
Mom,
eating a
stop.
new one, it tastes
First,
different
that's
than the
not
old
the
one.
smart
So
thing.
basically, we are tasting banana flavoring. It's the ancient banana that no longer exists that we cannot eat.
Okay. I'm not gonna eat
We
bananas
know all
anymore.
about aged bananas. We'll leave it there.
Don't ask me how blood
Uh,
coagulates, though. Don't ask me anything about nursing, but I will tell you everything about banana flavoring.
You came on board.
oh
Baby.
Lord, what the hell?
If you have
What
aged
is
banana,
it, Damon?
do you need some sort of medication if you have an ancient
Huh?
banana? Asking for a friend.
You said an ancient banana. What?
I'm
What?
so red. I'm laughing so hard. I'm beat red. It's fine though. It's good.
I can't hear you, Alex.
Alex, you're drifting off, man. Come back. Come back. Come into the light. Come
I can't
back.
hear you.
Don't remember, it's very thin walls.
It's fine. It's 10:30.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it is 10.
That's true.
Talk, Alex.
It took me out.
Oh,
It's a little bit better.
I hear you. It's
It says you're on down.
Oh, you're drifting off again.
Come back.
Come into the light, Alex. Alex, don't leave. Don't go in the dark. Come back.
You're drifting.
Don't follow Michael Jackson.
I think her show can't take more than 4.
Oh,
Ah.
you guys want to talk about desserts? Nutter butters. Can we just talk about how great Nutter butters are?
Amy, how many do you want? Amy, if you could have, how many would you eat right now? 4, 5, 6, 7?
4, 5.
Yeah, 4, 5.
I thought Amy was gonna say 4 or 5. You guys.
So 4 for us, you get the rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
4, probably 5 the most.
Oh yeah, because she got to give some to Tom Brady. I forgot.
Of course,
You guys-
sharing is caring.
Alex just ghosted us, just like the ghost over here.
Yeah, he was drifting anyway. I think the more people you have on the panel, he was like getting lower and lower. So
You're like Casper
Oh,
over
no.
there. Casper the friendly ghost. I don't know how friendly you are, though. Are you friendly today? Are you
I gotta
friendly?
watch it off soon. I'm friendly.
Okay.
Definitely friendly.
Well, that was fun anyway. That was a blast. I'm glad you did this for something different. Cassandra.
What's up, Firestar?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay, don't trip. Like, spill
What the
everything.
heck is that going?
Hi.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi.
What is on your
I hurt my
face?
leg, but it's okay.
You look like Squidward.
Mandarin oranges
She
are
got-
the best.
If she had a leaf on her head, she looks exactly like Squidward from that one episode with the mud all over him. Yes.
Squidward.
I play a clarinet too.
Amy's new name, Squidward.
Should I break out the clarinet?
No, I was only joking.
Oh
I
damn.
was joking.
Squidward.
Should I break out the clarinet?
I was
You want
joking.
maybe like banned from like YouTube?
Oh,
Break out the clarinet.
I have a clarinet too. I play clarinet.
She thinks she plays
No,
clarinet.
I used to be
just so
really
that
good at it.
She thinks she plays clarinet.
No, I
I
used to be
to play the clarinet too in school.
You did?
Yes, woodwind,
You guys do,
woodwind gang.
really? Are you kidding me?
There was a requirement in Canada.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you had to play the clarinet at one point.
Yeah, you had to
No,
play music.
are you talking about the recorder?
No, the clarinet.
There's a difference. The clarinet has the reed, the mouthpiece, and everything, and then the recorder is just like the.
Are you sure you didn't play the recorder?
I have a grand clarinet.
I bet you play the recorder,
Squidward, the black one, the clarinet.
Amy. I gotta know now.
Huh?
Are you sure you didn't play the clarinet? I mean the recorder?
Flute? No,
See,
clarinet.
True.
Maybe so.
I know where this
discombobulated.
is going. Oh hell no.
No, I'm not gonna go there. I thought it too.
New York, you said Minnie Mouse in the building. That's Firestar, Minnie Mouse.
Wow.
Anyway, guys,
Blaze knows exactly.
I'm gonna end this stream. I
You
have
gotta go pick yourself up. That doesn't just happen. That takes a lot of work, people.
I have to wash this off my face. and going
My
through
arm looked like that. That
what
was
I gotta do. I am coming on tomorrow in the chat. The last 10 people in the chat. What do you want me to stream tomorrow?
What are the options?
There's the
You could do
Lakers game.
this tomorrow again.
Monday.
What time is the Lakers game?
I think at 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock Eastern. Arthur, if you're still in here.
The Lakers. I vote Lakers.
There's the Miami game
I vote Lakers.
tomorrow at 6, I think.
NBA games?
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Tomorrow is Monday the 24th. There is a Bucks versus Magic
Well,
game
that's
at 1:30.
No.
Bucks
Oh, at
and Magic.
6:30 there's the Pacers versus Heat, and at 9 there is the Lakers versus Trailblazers.
I like the Lakers.
Wait, what? When are you gonna do the baseball game?
baseball after this, after tomorrow. I could start doing
Oh.
evening streams. I mean,
Are you gonna do?
like,
Are you gonna do Brave?
yeah, I want to do a Braves game, but if I can catch it.
We might do a game Friday, a Blue Jays game. I don't know. We'll see.
Blue Jays, and
Sox. Isn't it Sox?
Red Sox.
Sox or the Rays. Oh, okay. So they're playing the Rays now, then, right?
I believe so. And then
I think
Wednesday,
so.
Wednesday we're doing. I posted it on community. I don't know. Wednesday, what time? She's busy doing selfies. I'll go look.
No, I'm trying to get the MLB thing. No, I have to do that because if I don't do that, it doesn't recognize my face. I'm sorry for facial recognition. Yeah,
I
so
will
tomorrow,
wash down in my ears and clean my pipes, please. Thanks. I appreciate you, Alex. I had fun with you.
That was fun.
Whoa,
Yeah, so tomorrow
hold
there's
up.
Man, if you're still
Oh,
here,
wait.
that was
Whoa, hold
tomorrow
up.
at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, there is a Pacers versus Miami Heat game. The Heat leads 3-0. At 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern tomorrow as well, Monday the 24th, is the Lakers versus Trailblazers game, and the Lakers lead 2-1.
This is what we're doing Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Whoa, hold up.
6:30.
up.
We're doing.
Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing Oklahoma versus Houston. Playoffs, Houston leads the series 2-1. So we're going to be doing that
6:30.
basketball, right?
Yeah, NBA.
Yep, NBA. I'm doing that game Wednesday.
Take you guys swept tomorrow. Boring game.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hold up. Did I just hear you right? You say you clean pipes?
No way.
I'm not even touching
What?
that one. I'm not
That's
getting rid of
what
that one.
he says. Don't mind it.
It's a long story.
It's
Very
long.
Very long story.
Amy, what you be doing?
All right, so I guess you guys see my post, my community tab.
Peace,
And
guys.
I'll let you know since nobody, I guess y'all don't want me to stream anything tomorrow.
I put Lakers, but who the hell am I? I'm
I'd
just,
say Lakers.
I'm just Amy's
What?
essential worker. I'm your essential worker, the only one.
Damn.
You the PD.
Yeah, PD.
With no pay. Damn.
Somebody has to be.
Damien, essential work but no pay.
Slap yourselves in the chat. What's up, slap yourself? Anyways, I'm
Have a
logging.
great night, everybody. I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go too. We've been on this long. I appreciate everybody that was in here, especially
Man, I just got on.
Express, Monstar, Firestar, Damien, Arthur, New York Beast. You guys hung out with me. Leedy went to bed, didn't he? Who else is in here? Nero, Blake, Ready Red. Thank you all. I really appreciate you guys. My stream went longer than expected, but I had fun. I really had fun with you guys.
Yeah, like 3 hours. Oh my gosh, almost 3.5.
Yeah. Bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow. So you guys have those notifications on. I love you. Let me wash this stuff off my face. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
You should do a 24-hour